Yeah, cruising in the ocean with my fellas, waving at the shore, we got all them people jealous. They see that we shining from way over yonder. Gotta thank my father, my sponsor, for putting me on board and also giving me the capability to live life with no fear, create buzz with no beer. God is the reason why I live like this. Now everybody hating me, now I feel like Chris. Working out, eating right, now I look like this. Phone filled with different numbers, now my ex all pissed. Now I'm playing, she don't care cause she move like this. Man, I ain't hating cause she bad, man, we all ruthless. Man, I got money in my pocket, diamonds on my pinky, and that brain I won't speak on, cause y'all won't put no leash on me. Let me run about your way, get my Tyreek on. Fly to Miami to get my beach on. Preach on.
Alrighty, me and the best, me and beezy. I'm gonna just say me and beezy. I was gonna say me and the best, but you know what? I'm gonna start off like this by saying this. Me and beezy, okay? This is not no B. You know what? When the side's on here, I'm starting something new. This is the B and J connection, okay? Not the B and
Okay.
L, the B
Okay.
and J connection.
I
Like
I rock
that.
with that. I rock
I
with that.
appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I even put it in the group chat. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
That's
You know
different.
what I'm
All
saying?
right.
No, Larry. No, Larry. Anyways. Yep, this is the B and J connection. Josiah is taking over alongside BZ. BZ, I have no idea why you haven't put out my disc. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I recorded, you
Oh
know,
shoot,
it's
yeah, I
like
gotta
you
upload
gotta
that.
put that out,
You're
man.
right. I
I
gotta
put
upload
the,
that.
you know what I'm saying? Like if you guys are big NWO fans, you're gonna love it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna absolutely
That is
love it.
my jump. The
Thank you.
B
You
and
know
I love it.
what I'm saying?
I
Thank
woke
you.
up to that. I was like, yo, what is this? This is hard. Why am I rooting for this? This is hard.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I was just as soon as you and Larry was like dissing your brother, I said, okay, all right. They want to come at me. They want to come at the king. Best not miss. I said,
That
okay,
jump
bet.
was hard, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Put donuts emojis to show y'all donuts. You know what I'm saying? I literally had glazed donuts. I said my mama had just came home. She had bought some donuts from Speedway,
Oh
and
yeah?
I see Krispy Kreme. I said, oh, perfect. Larry's already this me right here. I said, say less. Let me see that. I said, Mama, let me see that. She's like, what? What do you need to see? I said, Mama, let me see it. Let me see your donut, please.
That's
Ran
funny.
into the picture of donuts. I said, yup. I had me a field day. And then at the end, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have a little fun with this some more. Let me go right here and record this. So
Yeah, that was funny.
that's what I did. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank
That
you. It's
was
always for transparent
funny.
purposes. Hilarious, man.
For sure.
Shout out to Larry and shout out to GPT for the photos. You know what I'm saying, to diss Larry over. Anyways,
For sure. That jump was hard.
um, yeah, man. Let's get to it, bro. First of all, shout out to Busted Open Radio.
Yeah, salute to them.
Shout out to them, every single one. Shout out to Bubba Ray, Dudley,
Yeah.
um, Dave LaGreca, Mark Henry, Tommy Dreamer, Mickey James. I think he's still on that. Natty, like everybody that's a part of Bust Open Crew. I think Nick Nemeth, who was Dolph Ziggler, he's
Yeah.
on there too. Shout out to him. They be breaking down things that be so great and give you time to think. One reason why I love watching their content is because they teach me how pro wrestling tends to work, especially Bully. Bully is one of them. Bully. When I used to say early on. By the way, I'm sorry, we got some context. I want to point this out right quick. Probably about 2 years ago, I told Beezy, I said, "You are the Bully Ray to my Dave LaGreca."
Mm-hmm.
And I think Beezy, do you now understand that now?
Mm-hmm.
Watching Radio,
Yeah, for
how
sure.
so? Out curiosity.
I think the way well the way I wouldn't pick myself as the as the Bully Ray though, because Bully Ray knows
Really?
I think Bully Ray knows a lot more wrestling like you do, more than I do.
Okay.
If you look at the technical aspect of everything, like David LaGreca just seems like a big fan of everything, but Bully is like he actually been a part of it. He's done it, and that's what I feel with
Right.
that. I'm like, yeah, I think Josiah, the more of the dissecting the whole thing, I think it's more of a. It seemed like you've done it more than me. It's just I'm just a fan of it, and I've been around it for a long time.
The reason I compare you to Bully and why I'm Dave is because Dave will point out his frustrations and his complaints,
Yeah.
And it'd be like guys like you that will humble me and be like, Josiah, I gotta bring you up to speed on this and this and that and third. And then sometimes it's a little brutal, but I have to understand where you're coming from. That's why I say you're bully. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, I got
Bully
you.
got that like I hear what you're saying, but you're not looking at it from this point of view. You're not looking at it from that point of view. And then
Right.
when I hear you, at first I'm like, in the moment I'm probably like, nah, you're not seeing what I'm saying. But then I have to understand your perspective is very much different, and I have to come to understand that advances. So that's why I compare you to Bully or Bubba, however you want to call his name,
I got
because
you.
you got that visceral nah, Josiah. See, you complain this too much about this, and I'm gonna have to say this about you, boom, boom, boom. So like, and that's why I like you. You keep it real. You keep it talk. Like, and Bubba is a little cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be honest, a little cutthroat.
I
But
got you.
sometimes you can be cutthroat at times too. You don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't even care what fans think. And I don't think Bubba even cares what fans thinks. He'll comment on it, but at the same exact time, he'll address why the fans are sometimes wrong in their assessment.
I
He'll do the
understand
same
that.
thing, right?
Yep.
So that's why I'm saying you give me that vibe for some reason.
Okay. I got that.
And shout out to Larry. Larry been like, just like check out Rikishi's podcast. I try to. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he's being consistent. I'm being honest. I don't see a lot of Rikishi podcast posted in my channel feed, so I don't be watching his stuff all like that.
Is
I
he
try to
is
give
he
him the
is he
benefit of the
post
doubt, but
when does he really actually post though? Does he
that's
has
what I'm
like a
trying to figure
specific
out. I
time when
don't
he be
know.
posting? Or he posts
Yeah, I
every
do
now and
not
then?
know. Yeah, I don't know. I think Bust Open posts is like almost every day
I
of the
think
week.
that's because I think Busted Open Radio is really for the people. I think Rikishi is really for the bloodline, honestly.
Yeah.
So if the bloodline ain't doing nothing, you ain't gonna hear nothing from Rikishi.
Mm-mm.
That's what I think.
I mean,
Which
he'll
ain't
comment on
bad. He
other
just doing the
wrestlers
stuff for
and things like that. But yeah, you a majority of the time hear about the bloodline because that's why I think that's why Larry knows so much about bloodline history because he listens to Rikishi and he's fansized by that stuff. Which
the
I
blood
say that
the
respectfully.
bloodline. Yeah,
Right,
which
exactly.
makes sense.
So he's always hearing that. He's not hearing about sometimes the business, boom, boom, boom. But he will hear things about Rikishi's experience on when it comes to being a part of the business,
Right.
which is fine. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But anyways, shout out to Bustin' Radio. Shout out to Cody Rose on the where are we talking about? Hey, how does he say it?
What do you want to talk about? I think that's what it
What
is.
do you want to talk about? Thank you. Yeah, what do you want to talk about podcasts? And he brings in some guests on there. He's kind of like did it before, but this time he's doing it like a full fledged podcast. And today's guest was Gunther, and that was for what it's worth a very telling, very dope interview.
Very telling, just for him to be on the joint. That's what shocked me.
Yes.
That's what shocked me.
Yep.
When I looked, it was like, wait, you got Gunther on here? Oh, I gotta watch this.
But I
Because
remember
how
John.
does
But I
that
remember
work?
when he did his interview with Johnson, he said he wanted to get Gunther on there. I didn't know for sure how he's going to do it, but he finally did it.
See, so, okay, now with you watching that, and you
Yeah.
watch because I'm watching before you called, I was watching the bus. I was watching the one with the Undertaker, but the one that Cody spot because they did a part one and part two. Part two was
Right.
at Undertaker's joint, but I'm watching the part one at Cody's joint. But my thing is this:
Mm-hmm.
with 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 the Gunther one being as telling as it was, I want to
Mm-hmm.
know why everybody is so upset and mad with WWE Unreal. Because at the end of
Right.
the day,
Yes.
how can you be mad at WWE Unreal, but yet you cool with Gunther sitting at the table with Cody
Man,
Rhodes?
talk about it.
You sitting
Talk
Cody
about it.
Rhodes and Gunther was supposed to be enemies this whole entire time. But Gunther and Cody Rhodes showed that they are very good friends in this conversation. So how can you
Right.
be mad at Unreal that's exposing you the unveiling the curtain when Cody Rhodes does it, but when you put it on
Mm-hmm.
Unreal, oh no, this I don't like this show. Then you shouldn't watch the Cody Rhodes joint because all of it is
Yeah,
like
that's a
that.
good point, BZ. That's a good point. Especially, or I'll go as far as further. Don't watch What's Your Story with Royce Keys.
Exactly. Like what are we
Don't watch that
doing?
interview. And by the way, we still got that interview we're going to talk about. You know what I'm saying? BZ, you want to we can throw that in that interview in probably last if you want.
Yeah,
Talk
we
about
could
that
touch a
one.
little bit on that. Yep.
We'll touch a little bit on that for sure. But yeah, BZ, that's a good point because a lot of the times, see, here's my thing, and I said it before, and I said it last year, and I'm even going to say it for this year. We are in the year of 2026, right? With that said, what is this in 2026 that's been existing for the past 2 decades now? I want to say social media,
Yep.
right? So social media is already talking about what's going on with wrestling history and reason why this wrestler did this and why he did this move or why he did this boom boom. You got wrestling fans all over Twitter. I come across Twitter and wrestling fans will point out things that happened back in the day, and they will talk about certain histories and certain real life stuff about certain wrestlers. So you are already exposing the
Right.
business already as it is on social media.
Right.
So if
Already.
Cody Rhodes goes, I want to interview Becky Lynch, Gunther, Randy Orton, blah 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 blah. You should know already these guys already have a relationship. Yes, but you also got to realize y'all always talk about how pro wrestling is quote unquote fake, right?
Right.
If it's fake, then you should know for a fact it's unreal. That's the point. It is unreal. Here's the thing though, and shout out to Bianca Belair. She pointed out like clearly. She says what we do is not fake. She says this. She said like this. Yes, it's predetermined on the outcome as to how I'm going to beat my said opponent.
Right.
But when I'm in that ring, she said everything I do is real.
It's real.
All the athleticism, gone, bro. Damn, boy, you fucking it up over there, ain't you? Yeah, I'm firing it up. And by messing around, my brother's talking about me getting some food, man. I got me some chicken. I got me some Chinese food. Boom, boom. The boy having himself a little lunch. You know what I'm saying? Got some Wingstop fries. By the way, the Wingstop fries are delicious. I don't know about anybody else, but if you like Wingstop, check out their fries. And I know, BD, you're probably saying to yourself, just so you need to stop eating this stuff.
Josiah will never shrink back to the size that he was. He might as well just admit it. That's his fault.
Losing all hope, man. Losing all hope. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Hey, it's
And
on
it's
me.
crazy because I was just at the grocery store just now buying all solid and buying waters and stuff. And this
Yeah.
guy buying the total opposite. I'm like, hey, go ahead, be my guest.
Remember the days where you had to call me and I'd be on the phone and be Ebony, and then I would get I would order like Popeyes and stuff
Yep.
when I was in college. And I'd be like, bro, just like, come on, man, you gotta get better with it. You gotta start eating better. You know, so you gotta start doing that working out.
All right.
I'm gonna do it.
That stuff
I'm gonna
out there
do it.
killing people for real.
I just gotta stop telling myself excuses. You know what I'm saying? Excuses. You know what I mean? Just gotta do it. Just gotta do it. That's all I gotta do. But thank you, Giselle, for exposing what I got going on here and for me to tell my revelation. But anyways, my brother's gonna leave with his dog. What was I talking about? What was I talking about?
No, we.
Talking about Unreal, like,
Yeah.
or just like, yeah, just like the business being exposed, like this idea of you guys shouldn't have watched WWE Unreal because it exposes too much is complete nonsense.
It don't make sense,
The
especially.
business has been exposed.
Yeah, it's already been exposed. And like what Bianca Belair said, like you said, like everything in the ring, that was the last thing you said. Everything in the ring is real. It's just the outcome is bad. I mean, if y'all watch Raw, did you? I know you seen Gunther's chest on what Dragon Lee had his chest looking all red and chopped up. That stuff
Yeah.
ain't fake, bro. And even in the interview that we're about to talk about, Gunther is telling you the professional way of doing the smacks and the total different ways and all of that stuff. That stuff is legit. That stuff is
Yep.
legit for real. And that's why he takes that craft very seriously. And that's why he said in the joint, he was like, bro, no, I'm not going to do nothing to get extra money because fans want me to do that. Yeah, stuff like that. I'm like, I get it. I respect him more than what it was with just knowing him in ring. Now knowing him
Yep.
more, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, Gunther is one of those, like, Gunther is one of those when you become saved and then when you just walking with God, it's just, here I am, Lord, use me. It don't matter if you put me at the top. It don't matter if you put me in the middle. It don't matter if you put me at the bottom. Just use me for your glory, and I'll do whatever it takes to make sure things work properly. That's how Gunther is with the WWE community. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how he is. He's telling you, like, bro, I don't gotta be at the top. Actually, I prefer not to be.
Right.
But at the same time, if you need me to knock whoever at the top to the bottom, I could do that. But I'm
Yep.
still not going to elevate myself to be like, oh, I'm the best. I'm this. It's just a humbling guy for anybody who has any issue with Gunther and just like, oh, I don't like him. You might want to watch this, and you'll get a whole nother look at this humble guy that's just awesome at what he does. and be like, bro, he's just good. Can't be mad at him.
Right.
Favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler? Please, that's exactly what that is. That's exactly who he
Mm-hmm.
is.
He's Gunther is basically saying at the end of the day, even if I was to come out and say I'm the best, a lot of people are going to look at that as like, oh, he's being super objective about this.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the idea of being the best itself is very subjective. Everyone can say I'm the best at anything that they do. Some people say Kendrick Lamar is the best rapper of our generation. I think Kendrick Lamar is in the top 5, but I want to put him in the. I think Kendrick Lamar is in the top 5 of I'll say his contemporary colleagues, right? If you're putting him with J. Cole, you're putting him with, say, for a time when it was Drake, right? You can say that, or Wale, or Big Sean, or whomever else. You can do that. But at the same as that time, it's always subjective because not a lot of people are going to say that for Kendrick Lamar. Not people are going to say he's the greatest or the GOAT, boom, boom. And that's fine. I don't think, me personally, I'll always go with the one of. I love when Gunther said, I am one of the best. I love when he said that. And we're going to get into the whole everything spill for everything else, but I just want to point out, highlights right quick. When he said, I am one of the best, not the best,
right.
I love that answer. And I don't care if it sounded too humble. It was honest. Because Gunther, because when he was asked that question, you could tell Gunther's face was kind of like getting a little like, his body language was telling me like, I don't really, like he don't really look at himself as that.
Right.
Not because he isn't that good in the ring or he's not that talented in the ring. Obviously, that comes with the showcase. But what he was saying at the end of the day was, why do we place ourselves with those labels? And you know what? Wrestlers, there were a time where wrestlers kept saying, I'm the best this, I'm the best wrestler. It was always, I'm the best wrestler. And the WWE will always go with the best female wrestler. Oh, Charlotte Flair's the best female wrestler. Okay, if it's not Charlotte Flair, it's Io Sky, right? If it's not Io Sky, it's perhaps maybe Sasha Banks. Or if it's not Sasha Banks, it's probably just, you know what I'm saying? So it goes over and over as to saying who's the best. So you got to ask yourself the question, who really is the best?
Right.
And everyone has the best listed for themselves as to who they believe are the best or who they feel is the best. I love his answer. The reason I'm getting sick and tired of people saying they're the best at anything right now, I'm going to keep mad real with you, bro, is because it becomes an egotistical problem by default. What am I saying? I'm not saying you can't claim to be the best. But if you say I'm the best over this, over that, boom, 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 towards this person, blah, 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 and yes, I could maybe look at that as being true, but I'm just that one person that views it to be true. It could still be my opinion, regardless. Gunther, to me and you, is one of, if not the best professional wrestler right now they have in WWE.
Right.
Hands down. That's how we feel. How he feels, I don't care. I don't care. And that was telling. And to be fair, very telling from him.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're too dang good to not even like give yourself. But I
literally only lost. You literally are is 40-7. You only lost 7 regular matches and won 40. You were 47 regular matches. You won 40 out of the 47, and you're 38-0 in title contention. Come on, bro. Come on, how are you not the best? So when you look at the record like that, that's almost like 80-7.
Yeah.
Nobody in WWE history has that type of a record. But for you to still say, I don't look at it like that. I'm like, bro, this dude is a keeper. He is a keeper. I do what the job tells me.
And I'll say respectfully, John Cena hasn't outright come out and said it, but he said it before he's the best. Roman Reigns has said he's the best. Punk believes he's the best. Seth Rollins has said he's the best wrestler.
Yeah. He said that on Club Shay Shay.
Yeah.
Well, he said he'll put his name in there in the top 5. That's what he said.
1000%. He should.
He did not put Gunther's name in there. which is crazy to me. But yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Mm,
facts.
but that's big. But going back to what I'm saying, that's because it's an ego thing. If you say this guy is better than me, I don't know about that. Nah. Eh, not when I'm still going, right? It's an ego thing. If I can't acknowledge your greatness because my greatness has already been solidified, and I still want to solidify it, that's a problem to me.
And the crazy thing about all of it, though, which is the honest truth, is if Gunther say like Seth Rollins say he's the best. He never fought Gunther.
You
Roman
never
Reigns
fought
say he the
Gunther.
best. He's never fought Gunther. So what I'm
Yep.
saying is, when it comes to that, even if you
Punk
fought
has.
Gunther, the WWE chooses who wins or loses. That doesn't make you better
Mm,
than him. That makes the WWE just choose who they want to win. That does not make you better than him. This is all plotted.
mm-hmm.
So we're still looking at in-ring performance regardless if you're 0-7 versus this person. Are you really better than him in real life? Or are you better than him because the WWE got that person keep getting over on you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something that you'll never know. So when people say that they're better than people, I mean, I get it because look at the sport that you in. You are supposed to feel that you're the best. But are you in
Mm-hmm.
character? Because Gunther definitely wasn't in character.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And when Seth Rollins was talking to Shay Shay, was he in character? I don't know. I don't think he was in character. I think he was talking regularly. So when he said he's one of the
I
best, he
think
said
he
no,
was in
top
character when
five.
it came to CM Punk.
Yeah,
I think he was in character when it came to CM Punk. I had like
but when he had
it was
when he asked him about the top five, and he put himself in the top five, is he in
right.
character?
I don't think he's in character when he's saying that.
Because Gunther,
I think that's how he really feels.
yeah, because Gunther's Mount Rushmore or whatever they called it, nobody in the WWE was in it.
Mm-hmm.
That was telling too.
Mm-hmm.
That was telling too.
He didn't. No, he didn't mention anybody from WWE that he said boom, boom, boom. And I think because he said he didn't grow up watching WWE, so if he didn't fully watch WWE like that, it made sense for why he says a guy like, for instance, Stan Hansen is his
Exactly.
favorite wrestler.
And that's why he said he didn't feel no way when he put down John Cena, because he never looked at John Cena the way the WWE looked at him.
That's understandable.
That's
And
that's
people
clear.
and what people gotta understand, he's not saying that to be like disrespectful, get Cena out of here. He ain't the greatest of all time. He ain't boom, boom, boom. He ain't done his thing. No, Gunther was very well aware of that. As a matter of fact, when Clay Rose was highlighting what he went through in his upbringing for WWE,
Yeah.
he was basically talking about like how like what he's do for John Cena as far as like driving him on the road and
Yeah.
taking him to certain trips. So like he's not sitting saying John Cena isn't a household name in WWE, but what he is saying is he's not like subscribe to the WWE like that to where you're like, oh, he knows and he knows. He
Uh-uh.
only like he mentioned Hulk Hogan. I think he mentioned Hulk Hogan.
And
I don't know what wrestling he
who was the
was
other
in the
person?
'80s.
I forget who. It might
Maybe
have been. Was it
Warrior.
the Undertaker? Was it the Undertaker? It might have been. Might have been Ultimate. But he said it was all through VHS. We didn't see that over there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not
He
gonna pray.
didn't.
I'm not gonna praise somebody I didn't see either.
Plus, he's from Vienna, Austria. How
Yeah.
many wrestling fans do you know that's from Vienna, Austria? Going, oh yeah, I watched Hulk Hogan or King Kong Bundy or whomever else growing up.
Right.
To
They're
where I
not
can be
even
like,
over
bro,
there.
I know these guys.
They're not even over there. And that's very telling too. And that's the same thing with the NBA. The WWE and the NBA is doing something right now that's making the US look crazy, which is they're creating people out of the country that are better than the actual people who's doing the sport in the country.
Mm-hmm.
When you think of the best basketball players, they're all from overseas. And now when you
Yep.
think of the best wrestler, he's from overseas. He's not here.
Look at Giannis under
Yeah,
Tecumpo.
look at Luca.
Oh my gosh,
Look at
yeah,
Luca.
yeah,
Look at Luca. Look at SGA. He's
yeah.
from Canada. All these people, they won championships last year. All these people.
Mm-hmm.
And they're
Yep.
not from here.
And the crazy part is when you look at Giannis, you go, "Is that dude black?" No, that man's he's German.
Exactly.
Like what?
Yeah.
When you look at him, he
You
look like
try to
a
claim him.
black dude.
You try to claim him
Yeah.
because of how good he's doing. He ain't even from here.
Mm-hmm. And he's not from here.
Crazy.
There you go. But anyways, let's get to thank you for highlighting that, bro, because it's true. Let's get into talking about the shows. We're gonna go from Bus Open to What do you want to talk about? To what's your story by the end? What's your story? Why? Because that's late, and we've been around. We've been sitting with that episode for like 2 weeks now, so we're gonna say that for last. Bust it open. Bully Ray said it best. Daniel Greco was coming around. He said what he said about like how for a second there we were worried as fans if WWE was going to come back and get us back on the road to
Absolutely.
WrestleMania,
On the yep.
right? And Bubba said it perfectly. WWE needed a hard reset for the road to WrestleMania 42. They did. He said, because when you're going through wrestlers getting hurt, we're hearing about Braun Breaker getting hurt. Bronson Reed tore his bicep last week. Uh, Seth Rollins was injured with his shoulder for, so now that he's back, right? And rumors is going on that Braun maybe in time for Mania.
I don't want it.
I would like that, but I'm with Beezy. I'm a little bit. I kind of don't want to see him come back if he hurts himself further more.
Right. I
Based off
don't want it.
going through a high aortic hernia.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but Bubba was basically saying at the end that you gotta get to the point where you gotta let things sit and allow spill milk to happen, only for it to be cleaned up.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm in agreement.
Yeah, man. What was your and Beezy, let's talk about that right quick for a second, because you talked about how Josiah, Larry, he told me and Larry, he was like, "Yo, I gotta wait, man. I don't know, man. Wait till chamber happens. Wait till chamber happens." I said,
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I said. I was like, man, because y'all was already clocked out. And I was
I
almost
hated the
clocked
build.
out.
I was like,
I was
like clocked
almost
out, but
clocked out,
I
but
hated
I
the
was like,
build.
man, ain't no way in the world the WWE could do this.
They
No
can't.
way. I
Not
was
for
like,
Mania
no
too.
way. That's why I was like, nah, they about to figure something out. I was like, wait till
Yeah.
chamber. Wait till chamber. They're gonna be good. And right after chamber, boom. This mug look like it's like I wish it was tomorrow how lit it is. I'm like, oh yeah, it be
Yeah.
popping. They got it right. They
Yep.
got it right.
Yep. And that's why a lot of times wrestling fans gotta be very patient. Just gotta be
Yeah.
patient. Patience is a virtue, bro.
Yep.
And sometimes that, but being content with what you have and then being patient for what you can wait on to, it pays off in the end.
Yep.
It's just not going to come on your time all the time. You can't always get your time. If you do that, you're rushing time, basically,
Yep.
right? So, and if you need further more spiritual content over that, you know what I'm saying? Talk to your boys, me and Beezy, we went here and did an episode on obedience for
Oh
my
yeah,
Race of
for
Faith
sure.
podcast. So go right ahead and check that out.
For
Got
sure.
that uploaded today. And shout out to Beezy. He uploaded our wrestling talk about Monday Raw. So go right ahead and check that out too. We staying clicking, bro. We staying consistent. We
Yep.
don't care if it's only one person that's showing up, two people, three people. If you commented, great. Let's go.
Yep.
But anyways, we stay doing our thing. What was I gonna say? Yeah. So there's that. Let me see. Bully praised Paul Heyman for taking the chair shot by Seth Rollins.
I do too.
Yep.
I do too.
I want to see your take on that. Or sorry, not see your take, but his take.
That was with Paul Heyman being who he is. I mean, people, regardless. I'm thinking about somebody outside. I'm thinking about somebody outside of the character Paul Heyman. I'm talking about Paul Heyman outside of WWE or Paul Heyman the person. The way that Paul Heyman sells anything for the
Yeah.
product to be what it is, you can't say nobody else in WWE history possible is doing it better.
Yeah. As a manager too.
As a manager, who does it better, bro? I mean, really think about it. The things that Paul Heyman does, the people that he grooms to bring up, the people that he's the advocate of, and all of these things. Who does it better than Paul Heyman? Who really does it better than
Yeah.
Paul Heyman, bro? From taking, I'm like, and people, y'all got to understand, this is not the first time Paul Heyman took a shot. Y'all remember him going through the table, the announce table, and he was gone?
Yeah. He did.
He does what it takes to put
That's a big bump
to make
too.
stuff make sense. Yeah, he does what it takes to make stuff make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It makes total sense, and for him to be, and it's almost like this stuff was wrote out. It's like Paul Heyman. The first time we seen him when he was with, well, not the first time, but the last time we seen him was with who was that? CM Punk, CM Punk. No, not CM Punk. Well, yeah, he was not in the CM Punk's corner, but he came out on the corner with CM Punk at one point. He came out in the corner with Brock Lesnar at one point. He came out. He
Right.
always been with Roman Reigns at one point. At one point,
Right.
he's been with all these people. So
Seth
now,
Rollins.
so when people really look at the characteristics of Paul Heyman, when Paul Heyman gets hurt, he can really signal in one of those people that he's the advocate of. That could start a whole nother situation. Y'all see how much problems it was when you had Roman Reigns got pissed off because CM Punk said he wanted his wives. Dang. Hold on, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Hold on. Y'all see how much pissed off Roman Reigns was when CM Punk asked Paul, his favorite was to have Paul Heyman walk him down?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just
Yep.
something like that. Something like,
Yep.
oh no, well, I'm taking him today. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy is locked in with all the big stars. So now, when something like that happens and he gets injured, you can look at it and be like, yo, I can call any of these people and they're going to help me because they all in my corner. Or you can create a narrative like Bully Ray did that we about to talk about. Because right when he said it, I was like, oh
But
my
hold on.
goodness.
Hold on. Hold that thought quick. Hold that thought. I love. I know you're finna go. I got a quick question, and Beezy keep it mad real with me. Is Paul Heyman the greatest manager of all time?
Yeah, period. That ain't even no question.
Is he the greatest manager in WWE history?
He's the greatest manager in the history of managing. It don't matter what show you watching.
The reason I ask this question is because people will go, Bobby Heenan,
No, no way.
the Grand Wizard,
No way.
this guy,
Nope.
that guy,
Nope.
Mr. Fuji, boom, boom,
Nobody.
boom, all these different guys,
Nobody will
right?
do that. Nobody will do that. No,
And I'll say this right
it's not
now.
possible.
I put you this way. Who in the WWE right now, and we gotta be honest, people, is managing someone right now, whether that means coming to the ring, doing a promo, doing a match, doing something backstage, getting around backstage, being involved with certain segments, being involved in strong segments, being around in one of the best built stables. He's a part of the Bloodline storyline.
Yep.
What manager do you know has been able to do all of that and has been? Matter of fact, scratch that. He went from being a fan of WWE, being somewhere behind the scenes of WWE, to becoming the manager in WCW, to managing and being the mind behind ECW, to coming to the main roster, managing Brock Lesnar, managing Big Show, managing all these different guys, leaves, comes back, managing CM Punk, manages the Bloodline,
Yep.
manages Seth Rollins in the division, even with that not necessarily, just right now, it's not his best work, but it doesn't matter, he's still managing,
Yep.
right? And on top of that, I have to answer this question. Who else in the WWE right now is managing besides Paul Heyman?
Nobody.
Literally nobody. Which tells you so much of how the WWE feels about managers right about now.
Because they
It's
don't know how to
not.
do it.
It's not. I don't think they're looking for guys that's doing it for right now. Maybe they want to. I don't know. But Paul Heyman is a big constant. He's a very big constant in that whole show right now. And I don't mean throw off off topic or anything like that. But I mean like seriously, when you really think about it for real, he got to be arguably the greatest manager of all time. He
All
really
time.
has to be. Has to be. And one of the greatest talkers on the microphone as well.
All time. All time.
Nobody's touching that.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Nobody.
touching that.
Nobody's coming close.
Nobody.
Nobody's coming close to anything that Paul
And
Heyman does.
people are going to go, well, he's not as charismatic. He don't say certain catchphrases. Boom, boom. He don't have to. He don't have to. Paul has been able to transform different roles. He went from being the advocate to becoming the special counsel to now he's the oracle. You know what I'm saying?
How does he not have catchphrases when everybody says, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman"?
Talk about it.
You see what I'm saying? And he says, "What he say is this is not a spoiler." This is a something or whatever he
This
said.
is not a prediction. It's a spoiler.
Yeah, yeah. This is Paul Heyman. This is who
Yep.
Paul Heyman is. He made that stuff up with Roman. He made the stuff up with Brock Lesnar. He did. I mean, this is Paul Heyman, bro. There's nothing that anybody could do with Paul Heyman, and now he's taking hits like that. He was already doing it before, but I'm just saying,
How you
like
know he didn't tell Roman Reigns?
now,
How you know he didn't tell Roman Reigns to tell the audience to acknowledge him?
right? Like, come on, man. Same guy that said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I don't like this show." Same guy.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal. Same guy.
Yep.
I mean, come on, bro. When it's
And
Paul
he's
Heyman's
got
time,
the career team meetings too.
yeah. When it's Paul Heyman's time, which pray is no time soon, the WWE is in trouble.
Yep.
I tell you that. Because you won't
Mm-hmm.
have no backup. You won't have no backup. You
Nope.
won't have a backup, bro. When Paul Heyman is out of there, you won't have a backup. The WWE will
Mm-hmm.
be in trouble. There'll be no more management going on nowhere. There won't be nothing going on, bro. Roman to be by himself. Brock will probably already be gone, so you ain't got to worry about it. Punk, hopefully, bro, cats better take heed of what's going on.
Yeah. And the reason why I want to wait on the Seth Rollins thing is because there's about at least 4 things that were well, at least 3 things that were said before that. Let's talk about it some more, because me and you were talking about this the other day about Austin Theory. I mean, it was even when recording.
Oh my gosh, the way they talk, man,
Mm.
he hit the nail on the head.
Mm-hmm.
He hit the nail on the head. He was like, bro, Paul Heyman built it up for the alley-oop. And you grabbed the ball and then you just threw it up again for Logan to dunk it. But then when Billy was explaining it, he was like, no, that wasn't Austin giving it to him. That was the company handing it to Logan because the
Yep.
company has no faith in Austin Theory.
Which is weird.
Which is super weird.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's one of those things where I don't see. I had to think about some more when he was talking about that. I don't know. You gotta understand, when you're in the WWE, and by the way, I'm not saying this because I'm speaking from experience. I'm speaking this solely based off of what I've heard wrestlers say. You have pressure on your shoulders every single time you come out that Hawaiian arena.
Right.
Every single time. And when I say pressure on your shoulders, I mean pressure in the match, pressure on the promo, pressure to be in front of a live audience, pressure all around. There's a reason why he calls him the pressure. Paul Heyman calls this man the pressure. I guess he sees a diamond in him. I don't know. But he compared him to Shawn Michaels, which is a huge
That is
comparison.
major.
Shout out to Paul Heyman for saying that. But Paul Heyman believes in Austin Theory, and I love that he does. It reminds me of when, this is going to be weird, but I'm going to compare Austin Theory to me right now. To me, he's CM Punk. We're phrasing for why I'm about to say this. The reason why I say CM Punk is because Paul Heyman believed in CM Punk, and it took CM Punk having to step out on his own before he could fully get recognized by the WWE. Right now, Austin Theory is not recognized by the WWE. They don't care to recognize him. They don't. And that is weird, but I have to think some more about it. I'm like, okay, well, why? Is it because he's not natural on microphone? He's not believable on microphone? Or is it because when John Cena had that promo with him, remember beezy, that promo that Cena did with Theory in the ring, where he talked about you got the crowd noise and they have to pan noises for you when you're doing your shows, or you're not even being you don't even know who you really are, and this and that and third and blah 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 blah. So like Cena cooked him, and as rightfully so, Cena should cook him. And then we were like, Theory has to follow up with Cena, and Theory followed up with no crowd. He was by the I remember he was by an empty set of crowd. It was coming out Cena for a little bit. It was a strong promo, but it wasn't a strong comeback to Cena.
Right.
And I could be wrong, but I think that combined with what they tried to do with him and Grayson Waller, it didn't work. And I don't think people low key. I think people were booing Waller in theory, but then Waller in theory a lot of times got made to look like complete jobbers. So when you're made to be look like a jobber, and this WWE's I do gotta blame WWE on this behalf because if you're making them to look like jobbers, they're not going to be taken seriously by the audience. That's why when people are like, Theory's with Vision, oh cool, he'll be all right, boom boom boom. But because he keeps playing background, he's not a focal point. You know who is a focal point? Braun Breaker,
Yeah.
Bronson Reed. There were
Logan
times
Paul.
Seth Rollins was too, but he's always been even without the group. And then you got Logan Paul on top of that.
Yep, on top of Logan.
The WWE loves that foursome, and I don't mean that in a weird way. They love those
Yep.
guys. They don't. They're not in love, and I'm talking from a pro wrestling standpoint of care, by the way, you guys. This is what we're understanding. They're not in love with Austin Theory. I think they love what he can do to a degree, but they're not caring for him the same way me and you go. We see something in him. We gotta stop talking about him having potential.
Yeah.
But he's
And
gonna
they gave him the
forever
opportunities.
be potential for
They
this
gave
year.
they gave him umpteen opportunities. Like I was watching the Elimination Chamber the other night when Brock Lesnar was in it. You know, Brock Lesnar and Austin Theory was the last two in there.
Right? Yeah,
They
that's
let
right.
you be the last person in there
Yeah.
when you tried to
Well,
run
no.
away
Well,
from
Vince.
Brock and
Well,
all of
Vince
that
man
stuff.
did. This man did. This man was high on him, and then Hunter took over.
Yeah,
Vince,
crazy.
Vince was very high on Theory, but Hunter, I don't think he is, and I don't know why. But
Yeah,
even Jim Cornette said it. Jim Cornette said he must have rubbed some feathers because Jim Cornette is of the belief that Hunter doesn't like Theory either.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he's doing that's wrong, but like I said, I don't know, man, because he really looked weird and out of place in that position. How you doing? He looked weird
He
and out of
does.
place in that position. I thought he would have
He
got a
does.
better look, but he didn't get it. I don't know. I definitely thought he would have
So
got a better look, but nah.
so with that said, lastly, I'm gonna ask this about that. Um, why do you think the WWE had Stephen Logan Paul? Because if I'm being honest, I don't think, just my opinion, I don't think Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul was great to generate heel heat, but I don't think Paul is low key that great on a mic either. But yet
Yeah, Bully. Yeah,
WWE
Bully
has
explained
respect
that.
for him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bully expressed that. He did say that. He said, "What did Logan say that was so amazing on the mic?" He said nothing. He's like, exactly. He didn't say nothing crazy on the mic either. But the fact of the matter is, Logan Paul, when it comes to matches, he backs it up. He don't gotta talk. I'm
yeah.
not saying that Austin Theory don't, but his matches aren't as crazy as they used to be.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if I wanted to pick one of the two, who I wanted to see at a main event, I'm picking Logan Paul because I
Yep.
know Logan Paul's about to do something crazy.
Yep.
He
Exactly.
gives me he gives me Evans vibes, but the white version.
Javon Evans.
Yeah, like
Interesting.
Logan Paul is he literally takes chances. That's the reason why people like the Undertaker is like, yo, you might want to chill doing all that. He don't care. He's trying to put on a show.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I mean,
Which is funny to me
if you got
how people
Paul
be
Heyman
booing
in
him
your corner,
and think he sucks though, which is crazy to me how he sucks. But it's like you can't. The people that want to say he still sucks even after how he performs in the ring, something gotta be wrong with you, bro.
yeah, I don't know. Even with
Because
Paul Heyman
if
in your
you're able to
corner,
play a video game
I don't know.
where a character is made to do something that's very crazy in the video game, and you're like, oh, that's so fire, but when Logan Paul does it, oh, you suck. How does he suck if he's doing the same exact thing you done did with playing somebody on a video game, bro? And no,
I
I'm
mean,
talking about Dirty 2K. I'm talking about
they
like a
can't
fighting video game like Naruto or something like that.
they can't separate the man from the character.
They can't. They just
That's
can't
all it
get to
is.
their scope.
That's all it
Like
is.
why?
That's all it is.
Oh my gosh. But anyways, um. And now we begin to it. Bully fancy predicting Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins, WrestleMania 42. Beezy, you have the floor on this one.
When Bully said the WWE, because they asked him, I thought he said I thought I was gonna see Paul again. He was like, bro, I thought I was gonna see him that same night, and I'm like,
You thought that too? Oh
in
wow.
my head, yeah, in my head, I felt the same way, but I didn't know how I was gonna see him. But I was like, yo, I feel that he's gonna come back. But somehow, like I thought LA Knight was coming back, but I thought Paul Heyman was coming back as well. I just didn't know how. But the way he drew that up, he was like, no, he said have all the nurses and all the people at the hospital, stuff like that. Like while he's covering, he has people around him trying to help him out, things like that. He's all busted up, face all bloody, and things like that. And he asked one of the nurses, "Where's my phone?" Right then, everybody would
Mm,
have been like, "Oh my goodness!" And he was like, "No, here's your phone, Paul." And he was like, "Okay, give me my phone, and all you get out of here." So he gets his phone. Everybody gets out there. They shut the door, and then he says, "Talk to his phone." Brock Lesnar, bro, listen. He could have said Paul Roman Reigns. He could have said Paul CM Punk. He could have said anybody. But the way that the bully set that up, I was like, that's what reminded me of when Vince McMahon was in the hospital and Stone Cold came in there and hit him in the head with the big man.
right.
I was like, bro, they are cooking right now. They are back in Attitude Era right now. But they didn't do it. I was like,
They
bro,
didn't do
dude,
it.
if they
Missed
would have
opportunity on
drew
his
that,
part.
man, if they would have drew that up,
As a
they
matter
would
of
have
fact, I'll
drew
tell you
that
this
up.
much. I will tell you this much, and I'm gonna say it's right now because we said it was one of the better episodes of Monday Night Raw. We didn't say it was their best, right?
Yeah,
I think we may have said it was their best episode, but regardless, it was one of the better episodes. If they would have had done that, I don't care if Larry had got on the phone complaining about what Larry was complaining about.
no
You
way.
can't tell me that wasn't one of the best episodes. If they
Yeah,
had that segment happen,
my
I'm
goodness.
sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, Larry. Larry, you can complain about Jay Uso and everything else all you want, but that Raw for me was still one of the best episodes of Raw. I'm sorry. Mm-mm.
My goodness. Like,
I
man,
would
when
I
he
would have easily
started
told him
explaining
right then
that,
and there.
bro, he was explaining that while I was watching it and while I was Ubering. Bro, I'm yelling, fuck Bully, fuck, because he
Yep.
was cooking. I was like, oh no. He got the stove on with the meat on the stove. He
Yep.
had the meat on the grill and everything, seasoned up. I'm like, bro, all you gotta do is deliver this. This is it. He should be a writer.
And what's interesting about this too is Beezy, and just so we're clear, Beezy has been very notorious to not necessarily like Bus Open Radio.
But so exactly, that was my favorite episode.
That's the crazy part about this whole thing. Like when he says it's almost surreal to me because I've been trying to tell BZ, I said BZ, bro, Bus Up Radio is where it's at. He's like, bro, nah, I'm not trying to hear him. I can't stand Daily Record in his voice and how he be
Can't
saying F
stand him.
bombs and boom boom
Can't stand
boom and Bubba doing this and I can't fully agree and how they gonna be hating on Seth Rollins, somebody's character. Like there's been some things that I done show BZ about Bus Up Radio where he's like, bro, I'm cool now. I'm cool now,
I'm
right?
cool on
But when he watches this, it makes him go, you know what? Nah,
that.
bro. I see. I'm
Bully
starting to
was
see what you're
on
trying to
point.
saying. Yep.
Bully was on point with this one. I was like, oh, dude, you're cooking.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Because
So it's got to.
it sounds like something that me and you would have said. Like when we be
No,
having
for
those
sure.
moments when we be having those moments when one time I explain something and then you'll piggyback off what I said or you'll explain something and I'll piggyback off. I'm like, bro, he just did what me and Josiah be on. He just really drew a whole pay-per-view out. Because then after we
Yep.
done, we be like, man, we should be some writers. I'm like, exactly. That's exactly what he did. I was like, yo, he needs
Yeah.
to be a writer.
And
That
and
that's
me
so me.
personally, I've always said, he will say things like he will say things like that, and even in the course of AEW, and I would go, you criticize so much about what AEW got going on or what they got going on. I'm like, why are you not there? Why have
Right,
they not hired you? You see what I'm saying?
right.
I used to always ask the question in the back of my head. I'm like, Bully, you always with the coulda, woulda, the shouldas. And I get the coulda, woulda, shouldas talk when you're doing the podcast. I get all of that. But you being an experienced professional wrestler, you should be saying, I want to go to AEW. Now, granted, I love that they got him involved with LFG. Absolutely freaking love that he's
Mhm.
a part of WWE LFG. And I love his commentary on LFG. I love what he says. The reason why I appreciate Bully Ray's commentary is because he's brutally honest and he does not care whether you love it or not. He's going to tell you the truth.
Right.
And to me, not to mean, I'm not saying wrestlers are just also nice, You can be nice, but sometimes you gotta be a little mean with it.
Right.
You gotta be a little ruthless because this business is not no joke. People sometimes lose their lives in it. Some people get caught up in addiction in it. Some people fall out with it. So when you're talking about doing professional wrestling, they do take it seriously. And for those that are like, you really shouldn't because it's fake. Shut up. You're not even in the freaking thing. It's fake. It's predetermined. Okay. Yeah, it's predetermined. Yes. But if it's so fake, get in the dang ring with Bully Ray and take a shot
Yeah, and do it. Yeah, go
and
through the
see how
table.
fake it is.
Go through the
Do a
table.
bump. Do
Yeah,
a
go through the
freaking
table.
bump.
Do a bump. Go through the table.
Yeah.
Go
Go
through
to
the
the
table.
freaking
That's what you
table. Do
want.
a table.
Even with the table being fake or it's already pre-broken, still go through it. Go ahead.
Yes. Do a back body drop. Do a freaking power bomb. Do a clothesline. Do a suplex. Do a freaking high flying top. I don't care. Do something in the ring with Bubba Ray, and you tell me whether or not that feels fake or not.
Yeah, exactly. Other than that,
Because
shut
it's
up.
not. And that's why I get so passionate about this because I'm like he'll say things like this too. He'll say this stuff. And again, I learned a lot about him. I learned a lot about Mark Henry. I learned they did master classes about pro wrestling and what it's like to be away from having injuries and how WWE actually had plans for you to do this. Like Mark Henry actually had good main event WrestleMania plans, but because he got hurt, they had to go. They had to pivot. Bubba got hurt. They were going to go some plans for him. They had to pivot. So it's not like these guys. It's not like this man doesn't have key things for them to do if he wants to put them in position. If they're not healthy, they can't do it. Rey Mysterio got hurt a lot. That's why he gets injured all the time. Why? Because it's physical for real, for real. And they go
Yeah, if it's
and
fake,
Bubba
where's the
made me
injury come
realize,
from? Exactly.
right?
If it's fake, where's
And
the injuries come from?
huh?
I said, if it's fake, where's the injuries come from?
There you go. There, talk about it, Beezy. Talk about it.
It's that
And
simple.
I'll say this. He made me realize for the longest time why they go with John Cena as their top star. Why they go with Brock Lesnar as their top star. Because they don't get hurt.
They don't get injured.
And even when Cena was getting injured, cool. That's I'm not saying that's cool for him to get hurt. But I'm saying like, okay, they got Randy Orton to throw around. They got Brock to throw around. They have Batista to throw around. They had this guy. Why? Because the big guys, believe it or not, you guys, a lot of times they didn't get hurt that much
Nope.
compared to the smaller guys.
Yeah,
Why? Because the small guys do what they do, and it looks exciting on the surface, but everything they do
exactly.
hurts.
Exactly. And that's the reason why that's why the big guys only got a couple moves that they do. It keeps them safe from being injured. Not saying that they can't do it. It's just the big guys are selling the show. So I can't just be out here
Yeah,
doing
and it makes me, and I kind of, I get it to a degree because people were complaining about this, but and even people around me in real life were complaining about this. Brock Lesnar, all he does is German suplexes. I'm tired of that
that.
German suplexing. It's garbage, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I get it. For a time, I was one of those people. I'm not going to lie. But the reason he did it was because he was telling a story in his matches. And also the reason why he did it was because the dude could not go to the top rope and do a shooting star press.
Not no
The
more
last
because he did it
time,
before and he missed.
yeah, he did.
Missed
And
the leg.
freaking concussed his dang on head, his brain.
Yeah, exactly. So
Bro,
that's not in his page.
shout out to Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle.
Facts. Yeah,
Kurt,
Kurt
Kurt
Angle.
Angle. I mean Kurt Angle. God bless him.
Yeah.
He had a podcast. He still has his podcast. I love his podcast, by the way. He had a podcast where he talked about Brock Lesnar, and he said after that happened, Brock was taking the backstage. He still managed to pull off the match, but he was concussed. He was messed up for real. Like he just couldn't read for real. Like remember what happened. So when he won the world title, he's like, "This is great," but he don't know what's going on. Like he was like peripheral concussed to the point where he said when Brock was in the back and they were trying to treat him, he was telling people like, "Move, get away from me," because he was hurt. Like he was like really like his mind was in place. You know what I'm saying? That's how concussed he was. It was very bad. But my point is, after that, he never did it again.
Yeah, he never
Why?
sings like that.
Because you got to do what works versus what doesn't always tend to work.
Yeah,
Just because he did before, don't mean he can do it again at a big level stage. I get it. It's WrestleMania, but still, oh boy.
he turned Suplex City into a brand. He's making shirts in different
He
cities
did.
that said Suplex City with Brock Lesnar. He turned it into a brand. All the people get tired of that. It's a brand.
Facts.
Every time they
Facts.
Cleveland, Ohio, you got a Cleveland, Ohio Brock Lesnar Suplex City shirt. Philly, Philadelphia, Suplex City, Suplex City, Brock Lesnar shirt. He turned it into a brand.
Mm-hmm.
You can't hate that, bro. You can't hate that.
Yeah. But
Dude's
he
a genius.
understands business. People don't think that you gotta be business minded about this whole entire thing. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. That's how you evolve over
Exactly.
time. Period. That's just
Dude's a
what it is.
genius.
Exactly, bro. So people gotta understand that, and sometimes will understand. And Bully said he based his thinking, by the way, in reference to Tommy Dreamer calling Terry Funk. That was back in the day of East W when he was talking about that. Like when Tommy Dreamer needed help, he had to call Terry Funk. Terry Funk around that time was one of the most popular Bay faces, crazy characters, and, things like that. And by the way, rest in peace, Terry Funk. He passed away 2 years ago. I think he passed away around the same week Bray had passed. Wow, yeah, sure did. Sad. But anyways, now let's move on to Gunther's interview with Cody Rhodes. What you want to talk about? All right. First thing I'm gonna highlight this. Gunther didn't understand the WWE fans' emotions over him defeating John Cena.
Yep. Not at all.
Easy.
Huge.
I love when he said it. I absolutely freaking love when he said that comment
Me too. And
because
he said he gotta. He said he gotta keep his chuckle in because he be laughing. He be like, bro, y'all really upset about this? This is crazy.
like he didn't get it. I love, and I'm gonna say this, and this is a pun intended, by the way. I love that it was so foreign to him about that. I love that it
Right.
was so foreign. He worked foreign to him about that.
Yep.
Right? Double entendre. Because what he was basically saying was, this ain't that big of a deal. Why are you guys making it such a big of a deal?
Right.
BZ, I don't know about you, but I saw a lot of people on social media hate it. They could not stand that finish to John Cena's last match. They absolutely hated it. They booed Triple H out the building. They were like, "Get you out of here. We screw you." They didn't care about the whole tribute that WWE had produced for John Cena and World Titles. The fans didn't care. They were like, "Oh, hell with this. We gonna boo."
And that's the reason why I got a problem with the fans. Because if you're mad at Gunther, you might as well be mad at John Cena because that's who John Cena chose to put over.
Yeah.
You mad at the wrong person. You act like we met you. They after watching this video, y'all they making it seem you understand that Gunther didn't ask to put John Cena down. He didn't ask for that. He did whatever the company asked him to do, which was John Cena asking him, "Hey, I want to put you over. You be the next guy. You're the pro wrestler. I'm the sport entertainer. It's time to put it down. You do it." Because Gunther even said it in the thing. He said, "Bro, I'm the only pro wrestler here."
BZ, one of the things I took away from a lot of fans complaining about was that John Cena whole model was never give up. And by the end of your last match, you decided to give up.
That
What
is
the
eight.
heck? Or what the
What is that?
F? And I'm
What is
like,
that? 23? How many years was he there?
yeah, BZ. Yeah.
How many years was John Cena in the WWE?
I'm guessing 23, 24 years. Yeah, something like
23
that.
years of storytelling. That's the best story you've ever witnessed. If he was
Here,
telling
hold
you
on.
from
Let me
day,
do the math. He got there in
if he
2002.
was telling you to never give up the whole entire time, and he gave up on the last time, got a better story than that.
BZ, you got it right. It was 23 years. 23 years.
Yeah, who's telling a better story than that? If your whole back story is never give up and you gave up, and if WWE is all about storytelling, you can't tell me that wasn't the best story ever put together.
And Johnson even said in his Kurt Russell interview, he said the idea was like, and the crazy part is before he even said the idea was, Bubba had already had explained. He said it reminded him of the movie Star Wars. He said when Star Wars went with Obi-Wan Kenobi, he said because people were making a big deal about John Cena, why would you smile while you're tapping out?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Bula, whatever you want to say his name is. Bully was like, Obi-Wan Kenobi, he said it reminded him of Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars. Now, Beaton is not a Star Wars fan, you guys, so don't try to quote him. I
Yeah,
know
not
Star
at
Wars.
all.
I know this, right? But anyways, Obi-Wan Kenobi was battling Darth Vader. There's a scene with them battling each other with the lightsabers. And then Luke Skywalker and I think Princess Leia and all they were kind of like coming around towards Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan looked at Luke Skywalker. he gave him a smile, and he allowed Darth Vader to kill him. Why? Because he knew he could not beat Darth Vader. So he basically said, "I'm going to entrust the young generation, the next generation, to do what I can't do." And that's
Yep.
what ended up happening later in the movie. Luke Skywalker ended up killing his dad, Darth Vader, in the movie. But anyways, which is Anakin Skywalker for those that don't know. So he said that's what it reminded him of. And then I see Cody Rhodes doing an interview with John Cena on his podcast, and Cena said the exact same freaking thing, word for word.
Yep.
The whole idea was, John Cena, the character, am dying. But guess what? We're going to be in, the WWE will be in good hands. Because one day it's going to be a guy's going to come up and face face Gunther, and dethrone him, and he will be the hero. I played it here for the longest time. It's time for me to go out. Right? That's what he was basically saying. But fans didn't get the storytelling aspect of that. In their minds, you smiling is weird. You giving up is going against your whole slogan and your motto. And why would you lose your last match? But traditionally, wrestlers have always lost in a retirement match. I've seen it over 1,000 freaking times. So many times. But for some reason, he can't lose his last match for some reason. Okay, got you. Okay. And I told Beezy that he should lose his last match, and Beezy was like, "Nah, Beezy, you did disagree with me over that." But I said he should. With it being Gunther, it made sense.
Yep.
Period. But
Makes
anyways,
no sense. It's a story that's been told for 23 years.
which is crazy.
WWE probably just came up with that ending with the Star Wars ending. But at the same time, the whole story nonetheless was never give up for that many years. You just had to find a way to close it. And you closed it perfectly. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
When we talk about a company that's real big on storytelling, that is amazing. You just stand up, standing ovation. But yet you got the fan. Like, and okay, so let me ask you this. Because I just said this the other day on our pod. What if John Cena was retired overseas? Guaranteed he would have got
Mm.
a hand standing ovation.
Mm.
But here, boo, boo. That's why can't nobody stand doing stuff here.
And you know what? That's a great point because I mean, cut you off, Beezy. But to your point, to confirm that happened in what was the city? The city, Washington D.C.
I'm trying to remember.
I think they were in Washington
Was it
D.C.
Wrestle?
for
Yeah,
Johnson's last match.
was that watching it? Yeah.
Yeah,
A
Washington
Saturday night
D.C.
main event.
was there.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the location. Gunther retired A-Styles recently, and it was in
Uh-huh.
Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
What did the
Beautiful
crowd
look.
do after AJ lost? They were sad when
Thank
they
you,
lost.
AJ.
Thank you,
Thank
AJ.
you, AJ. Standing ovations, all of that.
Yep.
You got none of that at Saturday Night Main Event. All you got was boobs.
Yep. But you know what? That's been kind of like I kind of want to have it no other way to a degree. I'm gonna tell you why. Because Cena's career has always been very polarized. Think about it for a second. He went from being loved to being loved the way he did in Industrial Economics to where he became the Cena leader, and fans said he couldn't wrestle, he sucked all the time, boom, boom, to going away for a little bit, to finally becoming respected. And what a swan song to go out. You go out in boos in droves. But think
Right.
about that for a second. John Cena has always had like a mixed bag with the WWE universe for years. Cheers, boos, cheers, boos, cheers, boos, cheers, boos. And then you get to the boos by the end of Saturday Night's main event to the point where you're like, okay, it is what it is. It's their reaction. But to Beezy's point, you suckers are still spoiled.
Exactly. Y'all
And
still
you don't
spoiled.
deserve WWE like that for real. You
That's what I'm
don't.
saying. Like y'all don't deserve what's going on in the WWE, and y'all don't even find legitimate reasons of why y'all boo people. That's why it just don't make sense. Like y'all not making no sense at all. Y'all was booing John Cena, but never had a reason. Never had
Even
a
Larry
reason.
hated it.
Never had a reason. Hustle,
Yep.
loyalty, and respect.
Yep.
Everybody, this is my thing. Everybody in the world lives on that right now. That's how we
Hmm.
function. But yet
Yeah.
when John Cena says it, boo, make it make sense. If you're gonna boo for something that makes sense. It don't make sense. Until John Cena turned heel, y'all had no reason to boo him. Even in the old Elimination Chamber joints. What was it? I forgot who he was going against because he didn't win that Elimination Chamber. I think Randy was in there too. It was Randy, John Cena, and a couple other people in the Elimination. As soon as John Cena
Hmm.
got in, everybody started booing. But I know John Cena wasn't a heel at the time. So what
Right.
are y'all going for?
Yeah, man.
It don't make sense. I think Sheamus was in there, Randy was in there, John Cena was in. I forget who all the six was, but it made no sense, bro. It made no sense at all.
Wrestling fans will make it make sense for the life of them. You know what I'm saying? They will all make it make sense, especially when it comes to the hardcore fans. A part of it was based around of how he's pushed and how he's being booking, and people felt like for a time John Cena was burying everybody, all your other favorites, and that's what people also took issue with him as time went on. But I will go as far as to argue though, for the last 4 or 5 years, even until 2025. Cena rectified all of what everybody had said he was doing.
Right,
He stopped being low key quote unquote selfish. He started being a taker. He started being more of a selfless giver. He gave you guys. He put over and think about this for a second. He put over Theory. He put over Soul Sequoia, even though they haven't benefited quite much of anything, but still he still put them over. Right? He
right,
put over Reigns. He's putting over Cody Rhodes. He's putting over Gunther. He put over Dominic Mysterio.
right,
All in, I'm want to say all in the same freaking year. I think, yeah, like and then if you weren't necessarily being put over, you still got over just by being with John Cena by association. CM Punk did too. I think
right,
honestly, I low key did enjoy. If I had to highlight part one of my favorite times before his run was with CM Punk. I thought that was fun. It was dope. The whole I'm gonna take a pipe bomb promo and Punk doing the whole man, come on, I ain't gonna talk about it. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. But
right.
anyways, it is what it is. Gunther didn't really
Oh,
grow up watching WWE. He's a nerd on Japanese pro wrestling and indie pro wrestling. Makes
you said
sense.
what? Yeah,
He
facts.
said he didn't really grow up watching WWE. He's a nerd on watching Japanese pro wrestling and indie pro wrestling.
Right.
So he's not really following. He said he didn't really. So basically, what he was trying to say was he didn't really follow
Exactly.
WWE like that. Understandable. Understandable. Again, understandable.
Right.
Um, Gunther only had two backstage interactions with John Cena prior to their match.
And now that's amazing. How good the
Yeah.
match was. And yeah, y'all only got interaction twice.
Yeah.
That speaks loud. How
Yep.
good John Cena is and how good Gunther is to the point that, all right, we just gonna call it in there and then let it be what it is. All right, cool. And then y'all
Mm-hmm.
put on one of the best matches. How is that possible without both of y'all being into it? That's how good y'all cast really is.
Yep.
That's
Randy Orton
insane.
the same way too. Randy Orton the same way. He said wrestlers a lot of times taught their matches back then in the backstage. He said, but Randy Orton said he came up in a time where you called your match in the middle of the ring.
Yeah,
You didn't necessarily like you can rehearse it, sure, but he said you would call what there was to do next in the middle of your match, in spite of being told this rehearsed performance version of what you gotta do backstage. He said, like, no, just do it in the ring. You call it in the ring. We'll go on the flow with all of that. We don't got to necessarily ask anybody what we should do. You see what I'm saying?
right.
And Cena is of that mindset. Gunther obviously is of that mindset, and what they told was a great match. I don't even say good match. It was a great match.
It was
You
a
know what I'm
great
saying? It
match.
really was because they gave you so many hope spots for Cena to come back on, and then it was just like, okay, now we're done. We're done. Um, Gunther gets bored quickly over mundane stuff. I'm guessing that he's talking about repetition, just like or like doing things that's already great, but wants to like move forward. What I guess from that, I think
Yeah,
um, Gunther is very humble, very honest. That's what we
very.
learned from him. Is a style icon. He's also a watch guy. So that's dope.
Yeah, he got some cool
Um,
watches.
yeah, he did. He didn't grow up poor, but had an impoverished upbringing.
And that's why he spend the money he spent on watches.
I can relate to that. I can
Yep.
relate to that. I'm not saying I'm poor, but definitely am impoverished for sure. Um, Gunther is from Vienna, Austria, which is a small country. Gunther used to be called Big Daddy.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think it was Big Daddy Walter. Walter is his real name, by the way. Walter
Yep.
Hans is
Yeah.
his real name.
Yep.
He began pro wrestling at 17.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
17 years old.
No wonder why he's been so good. He's been able to wrestle for a long time. Um, Gunther was said by Cody that he's frustratingly talented. Like he's too dang good for his own good.
Yep.
I love the term frustratingly talented. I love that.
Best friend
Gunther
is
doesn't.
Louis Cosby.
He's the best wrestler, but it's in the discussion.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
Gunther's best friend is Ludwig Kaiser, who got signed to WWE before he did. I remember that. Yep, I watched NXT UK. I don't know if you followed that by any chance, but NXT had they decided to make another NXT and bring in NXT UK. And that's when I found out Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, Jordan Devlin, who's now known as Jay Madonna in WWE right now.
Right.
And he was there, and his name was Walter, and they had him. And remember, they had the whole group Imperium. It was him and Kaiser.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And yeah. But at the time, I think they was called. I think Kaiser's name was Marcel Bartel, and Giovanni Vinci's. What was his name before they changed to Giovanni Vinci? Oh my gosh, he had a different name. But yeah, he was. They were all there. They were a really dope stable. I mean, and they even had Alexander Wolf from Sandy. He's part of the group as well. But anyways, Gunther feels Ludwig is underratedly charismatic, keeps him grounded. I agree. I completely agree.
And I agree that Ludwig should be in movies too. I said that when I first seen him. I said this dude is
Yeah,
he should be a
he
movie
said
star.
he said he talked very well. He told him they should be. Gunther even said that. He said he should be a movie star. He said you got that look. Blah blah blah. Yeah, and Ludwig right now they got him doing the El Grande Americana storyline, and Cody and him talked about that too. And Gunther was like, at one point he believes that the WWE can do something more with him as time goes on, and I am in agreement with that too. I think Ludwig, Larry's not a fan of Ludwig. I don't know why, but Larry's not a fan of a lot of things. Something's wrong with that. Something wrong with his brain. It's all scrambled. But anyways, Ludwig, he got something. He got something. He got like I thought when he was by himself, solo wise, I thought they were building momentum with him when it came to doing Sheamus. They really were. And then all of a sudden they gave him the El Grande Americano, and I think that was showcasing his versatility. I get that, but I think it somewhat stalled his momentum, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, bro. I wonder why they did that to Ludwig, or did Ludwig say he wants to do that? I don't know. Who knows?
I mean, I think it's kind of like what Larry was talking about the other day when he was talking about EO they running out of stuff for her to do. I think it might have been the same thing with Ludwig, which I don't agree because Ludwig really ain't did nothing to be like that. But when there's so many people at the top, you gotta find your way to get in. And Ludwig might have been like, man, I gotta do something. If y'all can do this, just get me in the mix. I don't want to just be sitting around not doing nothing. And I think that's probably what happened.
Yeah, that makes sense. Gunther has pro wrestling Guerrero experience in Reseda, California, which, by the way, I know about PWG. They done did Battle of the Los Angeles tournaments. It's a fun indie show to wrestle for. Gunther was told that Sammy informed how Cody's working the ring was lazy.
Yeah, he was cracking up about that too.
Thought that was funny. Yeah, he was laughing. Gunther and Cody prefer pro wrestling to be real. I ain't mad at that. Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Gunther is a Kenta Kobashi guy for his influence on chops, and he described that how it's to achieve an audience's reaction. And I completely agree.
Yep.
Yeah, that man, Gunther might be the best one to do chops right now.
I'm surprised he ain't say Ric Flair is one of the best choppers.
I know, but again, if you ain't watching,
That's
well,
a
then
fact. Yep, that's a fact. You wouldn't know.
you know, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if he didn't
You
watch
wouldn't know.
WWF, you might as well not watch WCW too.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
you wouldn't know. Because every time I think of the Smacks, that's the only person I think of is Ric Flair. But now, the only person I think of is Gunther. That's the only person. I don't
Yep.
think of nobody else. But it was a time where Ric Flair, when you did that, that was a Ric Flair thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. But now Gunther's done it and put it back on the map so crazy that it's a Gunther thing. And even if you
Yep.
do it, you don't hit as hard as he do because he do it properly. Different.
Gunther isn't about the foreign stereotype when it comes to pro wrestling,
Yeah,
regardless
I
of
love
race.
that.
Doesn't matter.
I love that.
Me too.
When he
Me
told him to
too.
take the flag off his shorts. I love that. Like, bro, I
Yep. Gunther would ask Cody questions that were non-wrestling related. He's the best things like how you could get like some advice over such things like that. Gunther got advice on life from a boss at his former job. Gunther's wife is Jenny's son, who I know who that is. She's from NXT UK. She retired. They have a child together too, as well. Um, Gunther explained that his weight loss, that it was the right thing to do, an adjustment. I completely agree.
yeah.
At least for his case, you know what I'm saying. I do think that his size worked though for a time because it made him even more intimidating. But when he lost some weight, I was like, okay, that's fine too. That's fine too.
But,
Um, Gunther and Cody talked about the lost art on bodybuilders in pro wrestling.
hey, that's crazy that they brought that up because I
Yes,
really wasn't even looking at the roster to be like, yo, there really isn't no more Ultimate Warrior slash Ravishing Rick Rude slash, you know what I'm saying? Ultimate Warrior Ravishing Rick Rude, Lex Luger. Ain't really none of those. But then when Gunther was like, yeah, because the steroids ain't. I'm
you
like,
stupid.
okay, you got
You
a point.
stupid. You stupid
He's
girl.
like,
That's a
yeah, you got a
steroid. Don't be
point.
a steroid though. Well, to be fair, they do got it in like guys like Obafemi, who Obafemi looks huge, bro. Like he
Old
looks
Femi is
absolutely huge.
nowhere close to being bodybuilder.
What do you
Yo,
mean?
he's strong, but bro, when you look at bodybuilders, we talking about when Sting first came in the game. We talking about the veins that came out of Ultimate Warrior, Ravishing Rick
Oh,
Rude,
I
stuff like that.
got
That's
you.
what he's talking
I
about.
got you.
We ain't talking about
I
the
got you.
monsters. We got monsters in there. There's monsters in there still. But the people who specifically look like bodybuilders, like Arnold
Like you
Schwarzenegger,
like look. I got you.
yeah,
Yeah,
like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the
yeah,
closest that we got is Roman Reigns.
yeah.
Finn Balor, they built like that. Like they got the cuts and the six packs everywhere. Yeah, they cut like that, but they're not as
That's
big
what I
as
was
the
gonna say
body.
too.
But they're not built as the bodybuilders though. Seth
No,
Rollins is
not necessarily.
solid, but he don't got a six pack, so they won't even put him in the category like that.
I mean, Brock got in impeccable shape like last year. Like I
Yeah,
mean,
but
like
I
when Brock
think,
when he
but
linked
that's
up Brock and Cena, I said, "Jeez," I'm like, "Where's the Brock? Like,
yeah,
what have you
Brock
done?"
was huge. Brock was huge, but I think they were
Looks
saying he
like
was on the juice.
Jay.
I think they were saying he was on the juice though. Same thing as Triple H when he came back 2018. When they
Oh,
highlighted that, I remember. Because I remember what
yeah,
Triple H
yeah,
looked
he
like before.
did.
I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
he on the
yeah.
juice, bro.
Hunter was, bruh. Triple H was in great shape, bro.
Yep, he was
Great
on
shape.
the
They had some
juice.
stable guys. For sure, he's selling juice.
He was on the juice.
Who the juice? Cody hates the term athletic build.
That's what it is, though.
I know. I
Yeah,
know.
that's exactly what
I
it
think
is,
he
though.
was. I think he was trying to like. I don't think he had a problem. I think he has a problem with the assessment of it talking about regarding bodybuilders. He's like of a guy who was not necessarily looking like a bodybuilder. They have more of an athletic build. Is what he was trying to say. I think. But you know, it's whatever. Um, Gunther played football and soccer from 6 to 16.
That's crazy.
Makes sense
Party,
for his background.
party.
Gunther and Cody talked about the family. They talked about their family. You know what I'm saying? Gunther talked about how his grandma. She couldn't understand how he was getting like money and being able to like get around to her like towards like big teams and pro wrestling.
Yeah, yep,
She just didn't understand it. I was like that's relatable. That makes sense because it's hard
yep,
to explain to her what pro wrestling really is.
right. Because it ain't no 9 to
um,
5 clock in working at no
yup,
factory.
yup. And Cody talked about how his Mama Rose, she was invited to Clash in the Castle. He got her tickets, and she was trying to say like
She's
he
worried because he's spending
his
too much
money.
money.
Yeah,
He
I'm
only
like,
did it
what?
for her. He did that for you.
He's like,
He
I
didn't
did it
do
for
that.
you.
That's crazy.
Then now this is where it gets interesting. He didn't fully dive deep into the topics, but he said a lot of business minded stuff. Um, he talked about how Nick Khan's is about the three R's, which is ratings, relevance, and revenue.
And revenue.
He highlighted the ESPN deal briefly, and talked about how Triple H said that he spoke on about the biggest audience. Okay, all right, we gotta talk about this for a second. Okay, Beezy mm, is did Cody highlight that to point out this is the reason why the WWE went with their ESPN deal and why they have to go right here and move forward with business. And I'm basing this off of business and people understanding how this works as far as pro wrestling. Nick Khan has to be the asset for all this stuff happening.
Right.
Whether that's going to Netflix, because he did mention Netflix too.
Yeah.
Signed to ESPN, boom, boom, getting these things on, getting them, broadcasted where they're gonna go, and
Right.
things like that. Is he now busy? Is he saying that, in your opinion, to highlight the reason the WWE is moving away from Peacock to ESPN and everything else?
Possibly. Yeah.
Because I found that to be very interesting, but he didn't really touch on it fully. But if had he touched on it fully, I would have been able to be like, okay, I'm with it. Right now, as it stands, I'm still not with it. I'm just be honest with you. I'm not with it right now.
I think the only reason why people ain't with it is because ESPN is $30. If it wasn't $30, everybody would be on board because ESPN is one of the biggest platforms in the world. It's just the fact that nobody wants to pay $30 for that. Peacock is a bigger
Yeah.
platform, but it's not one of the biggest platforms in the world. The biggest platform in the world is Netflix, but the next best one when it comes to sport entertainment has to be ESPN. Nothing else close. So it makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. You put the WWE product on the biggest platform, the two biggest platforms in the world. The bad part is it just costs too much to watch. Other than
Mm.
that, it's not a bad move. I just don't want to pay $30 because
Yeah.
because it's only for pay per views. Y'all don't got the catalog. Y'all don't got nothing else on there. Y'all just got the pay per view. And I'm like, bro, I'm not paying $30 just for a pay per view. That's why it don't make sense. But at the same time, it reaches so many people because now
Yeah.
they're on ESPN talking about the matches. They're everywhere
Yeah.
else. They're doing interviews. They get to all of this other stuff that's going on. It's based off of ESPN. So I'm
Yeah.
like, they won with it. It's just the fans is upset. Like I said, if ESPN was $7.99, we wouldn't even be complaining.
No.
We wouldn't have said a word.
I'd be like, take my money. Go right ahead. Sure. I
Yeah,
don't care.
we wouldn't have said a
Keep on
word.
there, but this man third. And just so people are clear, it's not so much about you just being stingy. You just don't want. No, people that got 9 to 5s. I work at a 9 to 5 job. Beasley knows my situation. If you want to know my situation, go to my podcast and we talk about the obedience. You'll hear my situation, okay? About jobs, I don't lost, and money issues, this and that, third. You'll
Even
hear
if you
all
got,
that
that's
stuff.
what I'm saying. Like, even if you got it, nobody want to pay $30 a month,
No, no,
especially for a pay per view that we probably like. I don't even want to watch that.
right.
I'd rather just watch. I'd rather watch WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and maybe Royal Rumble. Other than that, all the other stuff, like no, give it to me on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
tricky
bro.
thing. Because it's like watching. It's like watching. It's like paying $35. It's like paying $30 a month to watch one pay per view a month. So I'm only watching the
Hmm.
show one time, but I'm paying 30. That's like how it
Yeah.
was back in the day when Royal Rumble came on and you had to order pay per view and on HBO and stuff like that through your TV. It's the same thing. They just covered it up and changed it into an ESPN app, but it's the same thing. That's all they did. All they did was we brought up what we already been through back in the day when wrestling was on pay per view
Literally.
and you had to pay for it like through your TV and stuff like that. That's it.
Literally.
But the only difference is you just get a monthly subscription because Right? Because you know what I'm saying. We never had to pay for Monday Night Raw. We didn't have to pay for Saturday Night's main event. We didn't have to pay for that. We only paid for the pay-per-views. So
Yep.
that's all they did was make us pay for the pay-per-views. So that's all it
Mm,
is, and they put it on the number one platform. I just hate
yep.
the price, but I ain't mad at. I ain't mad
Unless
at the
I am
price.
working at a job to where I'm making more than $12 per hour. That's what I'm making, you guys. I'd be honest. $12.75 per hour. That's my dumb.
I'm way making more
That's
money
my
if you
dumb
making
retarded
that.
pay rate. And the great part is my pay rate doesn't go up until I think I heard sometime this month or probably next month, and I get $2 more. So
So,
do that with what you will. And on top of that, Kroger's got to stop playing like with my money. Give me on full-time hours. Full-time
yeah, but
hours. I'm bringing $400, $500. I have no problem paying $30 per month. So I'm maintaining. No problem.
nah, but see, the fans, I'll be looking at you like, even if you only bring in $400-500, they're gonna be like, how long you gonna be staying with your mom?
No, 100%.
Because after you move, that $400-500 is gonna have to turn up to something else because
It has
four
to.
five hundred dollars is gonna be rent and all of that stuff loaded twice. So that ain't
Got
even
to.
gonna cut it. So shoot, that's just
No,
that's
100%.
crazy. But they gotta
It
know
is.
that they gotta know where you stay at too, because 1250 where you stay at that makes sense. But anywhere else, please, if you would have stayed in Wisconsin with 1250, you'd be sleeping in the street. Even if you was making 14, you'll be sleeping in the street. Ain't no way.
Yup.
I pay $1,700 a month for rent. What you think you're gonna do with that?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
man, what? I could never. When you in Wisconsin, there's a limit where you can't make under a certain amount, or
Mm,
you ain't gonna be able to live properly unless you got a partner.
crazy.
It's
Crazy.
insane. But in
It is.
Ohio, you can get away with that.
Yeah, man. Plus, in my mind, I figured finish college, get my own place, boom, boom, be set for life. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be coming home to my mom's. You know what I'm saying? But because of where I'm at right about now, I'm like still way on some things. But I'm also like very keen on Josiah. You should have had a mindset of maintaining how to save up your money instead of being reckless with your spending. It's okay to get some food from time to time, but to do all the ordering now, buying this, I'm just keeping it mad real. Like just doing certain things that you know for what's going it's going to eat a chunk of your money. That's not good, right? And you get told this all the time, but sometimes the problem is being busy. We don't listen. It's like being told, hey, don't go to this spot or don't go to that spot, and you still go to that spot because you want to have the enjoyment or the fun or whatever the case may be. But you gotta be mindful. You gotta be a lot more mindful and careful. You know what I'm saying nowadays. So once I'm able to maintain that, you know what I'm saying, and I'm getting on track on trying to and attempting to do better with that as well. But you have to you have to adapt. You have to adapt in order for that to happen.
Right. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. What's up,
Gangsters,
man?
yeah, but you got to. Doing this
Yep.
favorite wrestler is Stan Hansen. By the way, shout out to Stan Hansen. Stan Hansen was by far one of the most physical performers I've ever seen in professional wrestling. And by physical, I mean that dude was hard hitting. It makes
Where he
sense.
wrestle at? I ain't never seen him before. Where he from?
He's in New Japan Pro Wrestling. That
Oh,
dude can beat. He was one of those like if you're wrestling in Japan, they're known for wrestling kind of like very hard. Like, and I don't mean that in no weird way. I mean like these guys are looking to beat the crap out of you in the middle of the ring because they want to treat pro wrestling as if it can be told to be real. They will do
okay.
that. And Stan Hansen was like, okay, picture. You know how Sheamus wrestles?
Mhm.
Sheamus wrestles very physical. Like he's in there to beat your butt. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be put in a fight going against Sheamus.
Right.
Stan Hansen was like that. He
He's a brawler.
he was a brawler. Yeah, a brawler kind of like wrestler, but they were kind of like of the mindset of like, if we make it as real as possible, you will never know whether or not I really like to do or not. So the art of it is, I'm going, I'm treating it like a fight on purpose because I'm telling a story in pro wrestling that way as well.
Right.
In other words, pro wrestling can work in multiple different ways. He said Stan Hansen because Stan Hansen had a very hard hitting presence about him. And
Right.
Gunther, when you see him in the ring, has what, BZ? A hard hitting presence about him.
Mhm.
He does. And to the point where I'm like, if you told me there was any wrestler I wanted to wrestle with, I tell you right now, I'm not going against Gunther. I'm cool. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wouldn't do it. I would not do it. I don't say no chop, no drop kick, no power bomb. I don't care what you're gonna hit me with. I'm cool. I'm straight, bro.
Mm.
Unless money can come into play. But then again, still no. Hell no. Even that, I don't even care. Look what happened to Ice Speed for example. Like no, no, we cool.
Right.
Gunther, on the topic of compliments. What did you take away from his stance on compliments? I thought that was interesting.
I get it. If you've never heard them before, it's hard to give them out. I get it.
What is that?
If you really never heard them before, it's hard for you to give them out or
What's up?
even accept them because you never heard them before. Like, and that's upbringing type stuff. If your mom and your dad and your peoples, they never really praise you for the stuff that you do. When somebody else do it, you don't look at it as a whatever. So I'm like, bro, well, if somebody is like, well, how do you feel about if he like if somebody would have asked him how you feel about the Undertaker, like, I don't know what you want me to say. I get it. I get it. I get it. Like, what you want me to say about him? I'm like, I don't know how to do that because I've never got it. So how am I supposed to know how to do that if I've never done it? Just because I've seen
Mm-hmm.
somebody else do it. It's still not me. It's still
And,
not who I am. So if it's not who
and
I
to
am,
be
I can't do that.
right, right, and to Farbee's point, Gunther has said in interviews he also didn't like what did he say besides like not coming. He never wanted to come to WWE like that. He
Right.
didn't. He actually, matter of fact, I think his goal was to wrestle in Japan and just do well there
Yeah,
and just learn
exactly.
their different things. It's just that WWE had called him to come to their company, and he went ahead and decided to go over there. He said, he probably, and back in his head was probably like saying, maybe no, nah, sports entertainment, characters, I'm not for it. I treat my
Yeah,
things
I ain't
very,
with
like,
that.
serious,
I'm real.
right?
I'm real.
I'm,
Yeah, facts.
yeah, I'm not playing no care. I'm not hearing you know funny catchphrases. I just want to wrestle, right? I just want to do that. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? So I get it. So that was his mindset, and he ended up signing the dollar line. But the point is, when you're not cut from a cloth, where you're built around storytelling and things like that, it makes sense for why you're like, no, I don't. I'm not caring about that stuff for real. I get it. Or not storytelling, but more so sports entertainment for what it's worth. I will share this. I don't mind. I want to ask you your opinion on this. I don't mind receiving compliments about myself. I really don't. I low key love it. But then there are times where I feel super weird about it. And I think my main reason is I get caught up in my head and I try my best to be like, don't get a big head of yourself about this, Josiah. Don't become too egotistical. Don't feel arrogant. Like it's cool if I'm being praised for my writing or how I do music reactions or whatever I do. But there's a part of me that feels like, yeah, there's parts of me that just feels like I don't. It's not that I don't deserve it. Is it more of a deserving? I don't know what it is, but I just sometimes don't take. I don't mind compliments. I just try my hardest not to give myself too much credit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I wonder how you feel about that because you're an artist, and I'm quite sure for years you've been told. Has anyone come to you in your face and been like, "Beezy, you're like the best rapper from Ohio or whatever"?
Yep.
Okay, and how would statements like that make you feel?
I said thank you because I feel I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ain't no, I'll be humble to an extent, but when the truth is told, I'll leave it at that.
There you go. There you go. Gunther wants to have great matches with Ilya Dragunov, Obafemi, etc.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I want to see him too. I want
I
to see
do
him.
too, because I want to see how they're gonna turn out. Because their wrestling ability compared to just strength is gonna be different. Like Obafemi coming in there with all that power, that ain't gonna be enough.
Does Obafemi? Can you see a world where Obafemi beats Gunther in a match?
Um, People say right now, yeah, but I don't. Not right now. I don't think he want to be in
I
his
think it's
bag
too
right now.
early. I
I'm
think
trying
it's
to run
too
it
early. It's
back.
too early. It's too early. But once it gets to the point where they actually do face off with one another, oh boy,
Yeah,
count money.
I think he's gonna have to add more to his arsenal because I think the power ain't gonna be enough.
Yeah.
And I say the same thing for Roman. Now Seth, I think Seth can do it. Yeah, I got you. Yep,
Oh,
I think
Seth,
Seth
Seth
can
will
do
kill
it,
it.
but
Seth will kill it.
Roman, I don't know.
Seth will kill it. Roman, I can see. I can see it. Roman's very resilient. He reminds me of Cena in the sense that they're very resilient when it comes to doing matches.
Right.
Very resilient. So he will definitely get behind beat, but he could beat.
Brings
But
it.
let's call for what it is. Roman's gonna get his butt dog walked by
Have a good
Gunther,
one,
bro.
bro.
I'm sorry. I gotta be
Yeah.
honest. I gotta be completely honest. I love Roman, but boy, it's gonna be a fight. You think Brock Lesnar was something else back in 20
That's
back in the
and that's
20s?
what I'm saying because
My God, bro.
Brock Lesnar, that's easy because that's power against power. Okay, I got
Yep.
you. But this dude is a technician, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You go in there just thinking you about to Superman punch and spear and you're gonna get your head knocked off.
Bro.
You better figure it out. This is the
No.
reason why I say Seth Rollins is one of them for real. Because Seth Rollins can do that. Everything
Yep.
that Gunther does, he can do that. I don't see Roman doing all of that. Even though I got him as the best to me, I think over. I don't put Roman over Gunther though. I can't do it. I can't do it. I think the
Yeah.
aura purposes Roman Reigns all day. Aura,
Yeah.
yeah.
For
But
Aura,
the in ring when that bell ding ding ding, I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know. I
yep.
can't wait till they bang. I can't wait till they bang. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta see it. I gotta see it. I'm here for it.
Yep.
I'm here for the drama. I'm here for that. That's what I want to see.
Speaking of the bloodline, Jay Gunther doesn't look at his tap out to Jay Uso as weakness,
I don't either.
but fans do.
I mean, of course, it's because of storytelling and everybody saw Jay Uso. He tapped out. I'm like, bro, let's be honest. Let's keep it real here. We're gonna be honest. Let's keep it real. Did y'all see how fast Gunther tapped out in that match compared to the average person who takes them forever to tap out? Gunther tapped
Yeah.
out within 5 to 7 seconds. Come on, that wasn't drawn up. I don't know what was.
Right.
We just accepted it because of the fact that we wanted to see Jey Uso get a title. Let's keep it a buck. Jey Uso ain't beating no Gunther.
No.
Come on, bro. No, that's not happening. I don't care what Larry got to say about that. That's a fact. Jey Uso can't do nothing with no Gunther, bro. Did
No.
Gunther bang with? Yeah, Gunther already banged with Cody, and Cody actually beat him. That was a crown jewel.
Yeah, but it was a roll up. It was a roll up finish. It was a
Yeah,
roll up finish.
that was a crown jewel. I gotta watch that match again. See how
It
good that
was,
match was.
and it was a great match for what it
I gotta
was.
watch it.
Great
Yeah,
match
I gotta watch it.
on
I gotta
great
watch it
match,
again.
and when Gunther lost it, that's when he started going. That's when they started doing that whole confidence issue that he had with himself, right? 'Cause he lost against Cody. But besides that, Gunther lost in that match, but he lost strong. So they still kept him losing strong.
Well,
He didn't
yeah, so
necessarily
they still
lose
don't got him. They still.
weak. Yeah.
I think that's because they had to. Because Cody was on that high, and you couldn't knock him down at that time. He just got the title back. I think that was at the first year of him having a title after being Roman. So I don't think they could let Cody lose at that time.
hmm
So I think
And
that's why.
he was real champion
Yeah,
the
he was a
first
champ.
time. Yeah, because that same year he had won the IC title, lost it against Sammy, came back, won the King of the Ring tournament, won the world title from Damian Priest, and then they had to crown the first ever crown jewel champion in between him and Cody Rhodes, and he ended up losing. You wanted him to
Losing to
win, by
Cody.
the way. You want him to win.
But I'm talking about because I'm talking about Cody's run. How good was Cody's run when he beat Gunther? Because I'm thinking that's
Oh,
probably the reason.
you
He
hated the
probably
run.
beat him
That was,
because
that
he
was Cody's
beat.
first title run. You hated it.
Yeah, but I hated it. But what I'm trying to say is, if he just beat Roman, you can't knock him down right now. That's why they allowed him to win.
Oh, it's on the WWE. Okay,
Yes.
okay,
What I'm saying
yeah,
is that
yeah,
how
yeah, yeah.
how do you just beat Roman, but all of a sudden you lose to Gunther? Like, no, you are the man right now. You are the man, so
Ah,
you
I got
can't
you.
lose.
I got you. I got you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he can't lose because if it was a regular joint, I think Gunther would have won. Like since it was a regular, like right now, if Gunther was fighting against Cody Rhodes at Monday Night Raw on Monday, I think Cody Rhodes was gonna lose.
Hmm.
But that's because Cody Rhodes don't got that aura of beating Randy. I mean, he don't got that aura of beating Roman or nothing like that no more. It's gone. After you beat Roman, you pretty much got to beat dang near everybody for at least a year or two because that's
Plus, he's
what
not a
Roman
champion
did.
right now. Plus, he's not champion right now either.
Exactly. So you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
And the WWE ain't even teasing it. Like that's why. That's why in my mind, I want to know what the WWE really is about to do with Cody. Is they gonna let him win tomorrow? Because if Cody Rhodes don't win tomorrow, where is Cody Rhodes?
I don't know.
I'm gonna ask. Let me ask the
Again,
fans.
he might be facing. Well, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, let me ask the fans. Do y'all want to see Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, or do y'all want to see Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton? Who got a better story? You know what I'm saying? Like, who got a better? Me personally, the Cody Rhodes story is better, and that's what me, you, and Larry said earlier
Yep,
last year. We was like, "Yo,
yep.
Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes is a must see. We got to see that."
I've been saying it for 2 years.
Yeah, ain't nobody say nothing about him and Drew. Like, that's cool. I like Drew, and I don't want Drew to lose the title all early like that. But I just because I want him to have a decent run. But at the same time, the story made way more sense with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Drew
Yeah,
McIntyre's story is with Jacob Fatu. That's his story. That's what we need to see.
yeah. It feels like they're leaning towards that match being a possibility for WrestleMania this year
Right, but how?
because I can see a scenario where Fatu causes Drew the match against Cody because of what happened last week on Friday.
So do they make it a triple threat or something?
If he
Or do
causes Drew the
or
match
does
and he
or
loses
does
the world
Cody
title,
Rhodes? Yeah. Oh, okay. So then that's the 1-on-1 automatic. And Drew.
that would be a
So how,
1-1 automatically, unless Fatu tests both, or unless he tests Cody first, then
so,
Drew, and that's how you do it, like that.
so how long? So okay. So if Drew McIntyre loses the title tomorrow, how long did he have the title? When did he get it?
Think the first week of January. Was it the first week of January?
He won on Netflix.
No, he won SmackDown. They be having him on Netflix. I don't know how they be getting on Netflix somehow, but
He
they
won the
on.
championship on SmackDown.
Yeah, from Cody in that Three Stages of Hell match.
That was the beginning of the year, and we're in March right now. So he had,
Right.
but how many times have he put that belt on the line?
Only once.
I don't know. If they take the title from Drew right now, that would be crazy. If he only got if he only had one title thing right now,
Yeah,
the
against Sami Zayn.
WWE and
Yup.
the WWE and them titles is weak, bro. Because when the last time Jay Cargill put it on besides with Jordan?
Right.
You can't
No.
highlight your stuff talking
Oh
about,
my god.
oh, I had the
I know,
championship title for over 100 days and you only put it on
I'm
the line
telling
one
you, Beezy. I'm telling you.
time. What you hype
I'm
for? You
telling
had
you.
the title for over 100 days, but yet you only put it on the line one time. Calm down, Jade. Calm down. And
Hmm.
my thing is the WWE. Are you going to give it to Rhea? If that's the case, Jay Cargill's run was terrible, even with 100 days,
It is.
because you didn't even beat nobody. You just been around being pretty. That's it. It feels like when Dominant and them, yeah, was it Dominant and them, or was it Finn and them when they had the tag team titles? They never put it on the line, but yet they had.
I think that might be the reason for why they got like a heel heat when it comes to um without even just hit, but backstage heat when it comes to Jay Cargill and apparently her and Ripley not going not getting along because the point of view or perception is coming from Rhea's side is you're not giving that title its prestige
And you're not
and
even fighting nobody.
you're not fighting nobody. And I don't know if that has something to do with Dudley's politics with them trying to keep her away. I don't know. They're trying to keep her special. I don't know what's the reason for it. Um, or career don't have anything for her, or is Jay Cargill notoriously politicking her way to not wrestle as much? I don't know.
No.
I'm only speculating so much about all of this happening because right about now it is a big issue. And to be this point about Dominic Mysterio, that's why I think they gave it to Penta because it wasn't like Dominic wasn't being a defending champion. I think what ended up happening was when he got hurt, the WWE brought him back, and they brought him back for only 2 matches so far. Like as far as this year, but they're
And
keeping
they
him
brought him
very
back for
limited
live.
in what he can do because they don't want to see him get hurt again.
And they brought him back for live and to start the feud with the Judgment Day.
Exactly.
That's it.
So basically what they're saying is we're gonna just kind of like take our time with Dominic. We'll put him here. We'll put him there. But the reason why we're taking our time with him is because he's one of our premier stars. I completely get that. But he's not defending that ice title. Is making him look kind of crazy though,
And that's why he's out
right?
there.
And that's why he's not the champion, right? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Denhausen, by the way. Denhausen did that. But no, yeah, the WWE needs to do a better job when it comes to managing their championships and doing a better job as far as like I know you don't like this, but I will give AEW credit. They are doing that. They are spotlighting their belts a whole lot more. And WWE needs to start doing that. But
They got to. The
I am
WWE got to do it because right now
they
it
do
just looks stupid.
they definitely gotta do it. And but I am hopeful, given what we saw on Raw, that things are going to change as far as the course as time goes on. So we'll see. Um, Gunther jokingly believes he's the only pro wrestler. That's the last thing I'm gonna say about that. As far as Gunther,
He said what?
he jokingly believed that he was the only pro wrestler in sports entertainment because he was
That's
asked
it.
about the whole question with Michael Cole about
Cody was
yeah,
like, there you go. There you go.
yep,
I loved it. I loved it when Cody said that. He was like, there you
hmm
go. Because he was waiting for him. I'm like, boy, you too humble, bro. You too humble. Talk your junk, bro. Talk your junk.
hmm
You too humble, bro. Like, get out of here with that. You too humble. What's up?
yeah, man. So I'm the only pro wrestler, man. I don't, blah blah blah.
Only one,
I'll be
bro.
okay.
Only one.
I'm cool. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom.
And it's
I loved it, man.
and it's
I
funny.
loved the way he carried himself throughout the whole interview. For real, it was dope.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's humbling that you can't really say much because the person that beat you is the person that's interviewing you right now. So what you gonna say?
You
What
stupid.
can you say? What can you say? He can be like, "Oh yeah, I'm the best wrestler." I'm like, "Okay, so what does that make me?" Because last time we was in the ring, I beat you. What does that make you?
Ooh, I wish Clay would
Yeah,
said that.
I think
Just have a little fun.
Cody was probably waiting to say it, but since Gunther was so humble, he didn't say nothing.
He could.
Or
Basically
or he
he was like
knew,
transferring his injury. It was his energy that changed the vibe.
or he
It was
knew,
dope.
or he knew. Like what I look like talking to Cody all crazy when I know I just lost to him. One of the two. He like, bro, I can't say nothing crazy to Cody. He beat me.
Plus, didn't Cody eliminate Gunther twice to win the Rumble?
That was the last
Or
person
did he do
twice.
it once?
That was the last person.
No, I'm tripping. No. He eliminated Gunther to win the Rumble the first time,
Oh,
but
I
then
was
he
about to
won the
say.
Rumble the second time by being by eliminating CM Punk. It was CM Punk. I'm tripping. It was Punk.
See, the crazy thing about it is, bro, the world could have got Gunther versus Roman the first time if they weren't so glazed over.
Yeah.
We could have got
Well,
it.
around the time people were saying that they wanted The Rock to show up. That's when everyone was like, "Is The Rock going to show up?" Because it was in Hollywood. It's going to be in California for it. That's when
Oh,
they was doing that whole entire promotional stuff by being like certain characters from movies. And Seth Rogen
yeah,
came across as a Joker. That was great. I watched it
yeah,
back
that
too
was hard.
recently.
That
Oh
was hard.
man, him playing Joaquin Phoenix. I was like, this
Yeah,
is fire.
that was
It was
hard.
fire. It
Yeah, that
was
was
so
hard.
dope. And Becky was Batman. That was hilarious. But anyways, um, all right, let's get into Royce Keys. And we're gonna kind of like do a little bit of summarization. I'm gonna talk about at least three things, and then we're gonna get into explaining more about the interview itself. BZ may have more to share as well too. Um, Royce talks about his kids, and by the way, this is from What's Your Story, hosted by Stephanie McMahon, and I forget the name of her co-host. I think it's Elise something. I think it's Elise. Royce is his middle son's name. They're both in Aquarius. Okay, do with what you will. Royce
Right.
was a lot like his son growing up. He was known for telling lies and getting away, just so he can avoid trouble from his parents. I think anyone can relate to that. Um, what did you make for the overall interview, man?
I liked it. It was one of the most emotional interviews I've ever seen, besides the Damian Priest.
Yeah,
I dropped a tear on that Damian Priest one. That one was different.
yeah,
But that Royce Keys one, for anybody that's, you know what I'm saying, been through that type of stuff as far as family and stuff like that, it's probably bawling their eyes out on
mm-hmm, yep.
it. It was dope.
Yeah, he talked about his experience, like and of talking about pro wrestling, what he grew up on. He went down to the Cow Palace, which is a famous arena in pro wrestling's history. He was a fan. He had Undertaker's urn. He was
Oh,
trying to get the
yeah.
Undertaker to see his urn. You know what I'm saying? Boom,
Yeah.
boom. And sister was like, he can't see your urn, blah, 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 or certain stuff. And then they was asking, like, he says, well, somebody did die in the urn. He said, but they don't know who it
We don't know who it
was.
was. Yeah.
I was like, that was crazy. I'm like, okay, all right, But said some other stuff, and talk about his family, talk about his grandma and how she was. Bro, he said his grandma was like shooting up. I'm sorry because we were making noise. I was cracking up. I was like, his grandma crazy.
Yeah.
Let me see. Talked about his family some more. Gets more in depth about what he went through. Apparently there was a time where he had to stay with his grandma, I think, and he couldn't be with his parents. You know what I'm saying? Because they were going through some things. I don't know what his dad may have been doing, but from what it sounded like his mom was doing, his mom was an
Yeah.
addict, right?
Right.
So you come from that, and then you come from that, and then on top of that, your brother is out being a drug dealer, right?
Uh-huh.
And there's no telling what he could have also been doing besides drug dealing. You know what I'm saying? When you're in that life, you're like, obviously, you got to do other things besides drug dealing in order to survive, if you know what I mean. And I'm not implying anything about his brother being no killer or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, there's other things that they do in that life. That life is not, anyone should sign up for that life at all. It's dangerous. You know what I mean? We see it in shows nowadays, too, so we know. But there was a situation that happened with him and his brother. Oh, and what they didn't tell in the story was that, in all actuality, I think I may have heard him say, like, in a previous interviews, that the whole plan was he was going to be a wrestler and his brother would be the manager for him. His brother was talking about how he would love to be a manager for him. You know what I'm saying? So it is painful to know that that was one of their goals coming into wrestling together. But unfortunately, a situation had happened, and his brother lost his life. Some rival gang members came around and shot his brother, and his brother, got in front of him, protecting him. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it got really tragic. You know what I'm saying? After all that, talked about that. He talked about, besides his brother losing his brother. He talked about his mom, and apparently she had an overdose. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, he just detailed a lot. Detail was like be a father,
Mm-hmm.
not do a bad job of listening and not reacting towards things, and by emotion, you guys sometimes just let yourself collect yourself and keep your cool before you go
Uh-huh.
right here and act out. So it was a lot of these things that he was saying. One of the biggest things that me and BZ have already highlighted. Now, people, and trust and believe, I've gone back and forth in my head about this left and right, because we live in a society nowadays where you say one thing or you say another, and people absolutely twist in your character. And I'm here to tell you right now, I don't care.
Right.
If you take this the wrong way or if you take this the right way, either way, it has to be said. And one of the biggest things that me and BD tend to do here is we tell the truth. And I was sitting with it because at the time I didn't fully watch the interview. So I said to BZ, I'm like, BZ, I don't know, man. I don't know if we should say this or we should, let out boom, which is why it led to BZ doing his double back video
Uh-huh.
on the topic. But we have to address this, and we're going to address this for the last and third time regarding this interview. And understand, we're not being sensitive to ROYCE Keys' upbringing. We're not being sensitive to him losing his loved ones. We're not being sensitive to his life that's been hard whatsoever. We just got to highlight something that's very important, not only to us, but should be important for humanity across the board in this world that we live in. And that is, we got to start having faith in God and giving him his flowers and appreciating him more, and more so than ever, give him all the more credit.
Right.
I was led today, I was reading, my Bible, and I was reading from Ephesians, and the Holy Spirit led me to read Ephesians today. And I'm reading Ephesians, and it's talking about, like, for by Christ we are saved, for by
Faith. We
grace
saved
we are
through
saved.
faith.
Thank you.
Ephesians 2:8.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I'm reading that, and I'm reading the full chapter of it, right? The beautiful chapter. Then I ended up leading myself to pray. And now I'm here, I'm at the point where I'm like, I take my relationship with God very, very seriously. I really do. And you'll know for a person that cares about God when they have been met with so much conviction in their lives to where they're like, bruh, I know to do the right thing. I keep doing this wrong thing, but I know this wrong thing isn't the right thing for me to do. And that's why I give all the glory to God at the end of the day.
Yep.
When ROYCE Keys talked about his upbringing, my biggest thing was, okay, cool. You highlight this part, you highlight what you did for this, you and your boys got around and did some stuff that you probably shouldn't have done. I'm not pointing a finger, I'm not looking to judge whatsoever. But the fact of the matter is, you are in your, I want to say he's in his 30s, right? You got to WWE. You made your debut at one of the biggest shows of their Big Four pay-per-view events. You're in Saudi Arabia. That's not easy to come by. And then on top of that, you was with AEW. Now I saw you working in AEW. You was fantastic in AEW. I really do
Right.
think he did fantastic in AEW. I think the booking at times for what they did with him was not great. But that's Tony Khan's part, because Tony Khan doesn't understand how to manage big guys a lot. He really doesn't. He's of the mindset of managing the little guys. I'm just keeping it real. I think Tony Khan has a fascination with little guys over big guys, these days. But anyways, I think he still does. So ROYCE Keys is a great foil and a perfect fit for WWE because he got that look. He just got that look. He's in great shape, all this other stuff. It's just, I think he should be giving his credit to God. Stephanie McMahon had asked him a question, and her question was, do you keep up with religion? Do you keep up with the faith? Do you, believe in God or anything like that? Boom, boom, boom. And this is coming from a woman who, I don't know about you, BZ, but for years, I always looked at her and said, I don't know if she believes in God. I don't know if she believes in God. I don't know if Sharon Man believes in God. I don't even know if this man believes in God. If they do, great. If they don't, whatever, right? For her to ask that question is very telling to me. And then, and mind you, I was like, BZ, I don't know, until I heard his answer. And his answer said, verbatim, I did grow up in the church. I'm paraphrasing. I did grow up in the church. I do believe in this higher power.
Yep.
BZ, I'm passing the proverbial mic over to you.
Oh, there ain't no need. I already said what I needed to say. I ain't gonna get him twice.
Yep.
I don't remember what episode it was. But if y'all want to hear the real breakdown, go back to our other episode. But I ain't gonna
Yeah.
get on him twice. I ain't gonna go damn. But no, we got him. We
Yep.
got him. Yeah. But yeah,
Michael
we
could constantly
it
be
just
over
don't make
downward.
sense. It just don't make sense for people to do that. But just like the big man upstairs and stuff like that, like yo, bro, you gotta show way more respect. But we broke it down a lot more in the other episode. Y'all gotta go back and check that out. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was that was an opportunity that I feel that he dropped the ball on. But at the same time, I can't really say he dropped the ball because he might not know. So with the way he answered, he might not have that relationship that we talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so hate to
Yep.
see it. Hate to see it.
Yep. There you go.
Hate to see it.
Mm-hmm. But no, overall, this was great talking to you, BZ. I totally appreciate you. You guys stay tuned in for us talking about power recaps. We might talk about Raising Cane very soon.
Yeah, when is that? June
I
maybe?
and speaking of 50, shout out to 50 Cent, the pays man in hip hop.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I told everybody. I told everybody. I'm like 50 ain't about to rap. Y'all over here worry about bars, but he gonna come out with a sitcom or something, or the reckoning or something on Ti. And what is he about to do?
huh.
I told y'all.
And 50 teased that maybe he did. I don't know for sure if he fully confirmed it, but he did say that Power Legacy might be the last thing that he does with Power. I don't know if that means Power is ending. Do you think after Legacy Power should end or no?
If 50 got something, I mean, with 50 Cent being who he is, Power can end. It definitely can because he probably got a backup plan. He probably got something else coming that's probably as good as, maybe better, or whatever. I don't think because even with this is the thing. Like people
Yeah,
gotta
go ahead.
understand that people gotta understand that all good things come to an end. So
Yes.
if for all it is, we would want Power to go for 25, 30 seasons. But like, come on, bro. Fresh Prince of Bel Air only went for 5. Family Matters only went for 5 or 6. Stuff like that, they only went for 5 or 6. So when you try to expect more than that, when the average is 5 or 6, y'all asking for too much.
I think Baymax went on for like 9 seasons. It was
No,
8, 9 seasons.
yeah, I think they did. They went on the
Yeah, I was
longest,
like, damn, some
but I
long
think
seasons.
that
About
like the Steve Harvey show only went like 5 or 6. Fresh Prince
Right.
went like 5 or 6. You know what I'm saying? Other stuff is like the average is like 5 or 6. Bernie Mac show
Wayne
went for like
Brothers.
5 or 6. Wayne's brothers went like 5 or 6. Everybody was just like 5 or 6. Family Matters just went like so long. When
Hmm.
everybody else is just like, you know what I'm saying? So it gotta come to the end some way, some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? And I wish it wouldn't, but at the same time, knowing 50, he's gonna write up something else that's probably even doper. So why would I not want to see it?
Yeah.
What else can he do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else can you do? All right, well, you gotta do Tommy and Tariq. Uh, what are we doing? They're both from alive, and then they go to another joint. Do somebody gotta pass away? What about Rock? Rock? Did Rock die on Raising Cane's? You know what I'm saying? Like, how many seasons do she got to be alive? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, all of this stuff
Yeah.
happened before the original Power. So
Well,
something
season
has
five
to
is
stop.
the Beatles, right? But people feel like they're not getting Power. You got Power Origins. Power Origins should run at least. If I take a
You
wild guess
might
as
get
to how
5 of
long
that.
Power Origins is going to go, probably 5 to 6. Season
Yeah,
five, it
you
probably
can
go five,
probably
six
get
seasons,
five to
right?
six. Yeah,
Five to
you
six. You
probably
know
get
what I'm
five to
saying?
six.
Because the
I
OG
think.
Power was like 6 seasons, and
Yeah,
that was only the longest one. Ghost
but,
only went 4
yeah,
seasons. Fourth got 3.
yeah. I
I
think that'll
think
all be how many seasons of Snowfall?
Snowfall was 6. Snowfall
See,
was
that's
6 seasons.
what I'm saying. So
Uh,
I think when Power Origins come out, all the other stuff will be over. Like Raising Cane, everything will be over. So it'll only literally be
Shout out to the
that.
Shy.
That's it.
I know people don't watch the Shy, but shout out to the Shy. The Shy was trying to get it towards around a lot of seasons. They made it to at least they're coming out with the 8th season of the Shy. That should come out sometime this year.
That's dope. They got 8.
Yep, they get 8.
When it's
There you
legit, you
go.
get anything 5 or over is legit.
It is. It
That's
is,
why.
man. It's impressive.
That's why I was not. That's why I was not upset when I seen that new Fresh Prince was dead in like 2 or 3.
I know. Oh, you talking about the spinoff version?
Yeah, I knew it wasn't gonna last
Yeah,
that long.
I know.
I knew
I
it wasn't
know.
gonna last that long.
You said you knew it wasn't gonna last long.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't.
Interesting. Yeah.
I knew. I knew it
Interesting.
wasn't gonna last long. I think it went three. They go three,
It went 4 seasons. 4 seasons.
four. They could have pulled
Yep.
more out of that.
People said that while watching it, they felt like it should have gone on for longer because they said it was too dang on good. And they don't want to let it go basically.
I would have
I
did
get it.
spin off. I would have did a spin off with Jeffrey by itself because Jeffrey was legit.
Jeffrey.
He was
Oh, that
one of
would be
the
so
reasons.
good.
He was
That
one of
would
the
be
reasons
fire.
why people watched. You know what I'm saying?
That
Jeffrey
would be
was
so
one of the
fire.
reasons.
That would be
So if
fire.
you do that, then I would have been like, okay, that's cool. If they would have did that, then I'd have been like, all right, that's legit. But they didn't. I was just like, all right, this is
Yeah.
whatever.
I will say this for me personally. There was rumors of a power move, not only a power movie, but I'm okay with that. There was a rumors going on for a power UK show. I'm okay with that too. I'm more so. This is how I felt after Ghost had ended. I said to myself, I would love to see a continuation with Kane Tejada. I love Woody's portrayal of Kane. That I said I wouldn't mind seeing Kane in his own show, right? Um, and then I said I wouldn't mind seeing another show with. They said they were looking to do a Lobo spinoff. And they're gonna call it Poder, which is Spanish for power, right? And have his own show. And I was a fan of that idea because Lobos was a great villain. Shout out to the actor who played I think his name is Enrique. Shout out to him who plays Felipe Lobos in Power. I thought he did a great job playing a villain in that show. But if Power Legacy is meant to be the last show and there's no other Power coming off of that, the only reason why people are big on wanting to see Power continue is because they always say in their slogan, "Power never ends," right? So if it never ends, why would you end it with Legacy if you got other shows that they can have other actors like get into other things? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that do make sense. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
man.
think as far as I don't know because I mean the last season everybody dang they're gonna get killed off. So if everybody getting killed off, then I'm like, what characters do we need to watch that actually is that important to the point that they get a show outside of the head people that was on Power first? So who will we
yeah.
pick? Because some people will be like, oh, jukebox need their own show. I agree, 1,000%. But at the
I would
same
love
time,
that. I would love to freaking see
You
that
got to
too. Go
start
have
from the
her
big.
own show.
You got to start from the beginning. So everybody will be continuously starting from the beginning.
Yo,
Only one,
I
the
would love that.
only one that makes sense is if Ashanti and what's her name get a show. I would love to see that because Ashanti and them
Yeah,
just
you
got
said that.
past the business right now. So I'm like, yeah,
Ashanti and
that's
Miguel.
lit.
Yo, you said that.
Yeah, if
And
they do that,
and
I'm like, that's hard.
and I'll add on this. Now I don't know if you're a fan of this. I don't know if this could work, but I also heard that they not that they had plans to do this. People didn't want to see the case. Well, for one, people didn't want to see what's his name? Uh, what's his name? Lorenz Tate, reprise role as Councilman Tate. Nobody wanted to see power
Oh
in
yeah,
politics.
no, definitely didn't want
Yeah,
to. I'm
nobody want
cool.
nobody wanted to see that power influence. I think it would
Yeah,
have
I'm
been
cool.
probably dope though, even though because it's him. I think he's a great actor, but
Oh yeah, Lawrence Tate. Yeah,
yeah,
Lawrence Tate is
Lorenz Tate
one of them.
is phenomenal. But
Yeah,
I don't
he
know
still
how they
look
would
the
have done
same
that.
age as he was when he was a kid. It's crazy.
Yeah, he looks good for his age. Like
That's what I'm
that
saying.
man was
So
like his
yeah, it
age.
would definitely would
Crazy.
work.
For sure. So I want to see what he would do with influence of utilizing his power, superpower. I guess in that that would be pretty cool. But there's a show that they had that they were talking about power, ability, something Southside something, and it was going to basically showcase like the upbringing of a younger Rock, a younger Unique, and a younger Ronnie or whomever else like that,
I could
and
see
get you
that.
like you want to see that?
No, I said I could see that.
I know, but would you
Yeah,
want to
I
see
want
that
to see
though?
that. Yeah, I would
You
like to
do
see
want to
that
see? Okay, got
because
you.
I want to see who would
I
be
was
the
wondering
younger
because I
Rock.
was like, I don't know if people are interested in wanting to see. I
I
would
would
love to
want.
know because I'm
Yeah,
a big rock fan, but still, I
I
don't know
think
how that would work.
I think Tiana Taylor would be the young Rock. That would be crazy. I would love to see that.
Teyana Taylor as the young rock.
Yep, that would be crazy. I would love to see it. She got the swag. She got the look. She got everything that Rock got. Everything. She got everything
Teyana
that Rock
Taylor.
got. That would be crazy if she was the baby Rock.
Hmm.
I would love it.
I can see her playing somewhat of like a teenage rock. A teenage version of Rock, maybe. But she is not that. How old is Tiana Taylor? She in
Mm-hmm.
her 30s?
She looked like she only 25. That's why it works.
That's what I was going to ask, because she looks like she can play the part as far as like her youthful
Yeah,
look
that's what I'm saying.
and stuff like that. Like then, yeah, I guess that could work. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Tiana
Yeah,
Taylor being the father, not being the father, but being the young version of Rock would be crazy. We can see young Lulu, young Marvin. That would be just interesting. I like to see what that would look like. But anyways, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they got coming for Power. Please give us the name for the new Snowfall spinoff. We're now in March,
yeah,
and I'm looking getting worried. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm getting
yeah.
really
Like it
worried.
ain't about to happen or something. I
I
need to see
know,
it.
like I'm like, oh, what's going on?
All right, I agree.
So yeah, we need Snowfall coming back, and some other things. Hopefully, I get involved in the TV show somehow. You know, so come on, hire me, bro. I can act too, man. Y'all think I can't act, man? Come on, just give me a shot. I can do very well, and add Beezy into it. Acting, we can just have Beezy for maybe
You
like
want to see
a
Josiah
recurring role.
go to King's what's it is the King's podcast? What's it called?
The crew has a podcast.
No, your podcast, the King's
Oh, the King Life
podcast.
podcast.
Yep.
Yeah, what about it?
I said that if they want to see you act, you should get on there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got a, I got a, I got an episode that y'all need to see if y'all want to know if he can act or not. Yeah, he does reaction. He does reactions too to Jacquees songs.
Oh my God.
Yes.
It was not Jacquees, it was Jeremiah.
Or
But
Jeremiah, yeah. Y'all got to see that. If y'all really want to see him act, y'all need to see. Y'all want to see him? Like, y'all want to see that?
oh, oh boy.
Put
Well,
him in put him in a
I do it for
put him
myself.
in a Magic City video when he gyrating to the wall or something.
Oh my
He can do
God,
it.
easy stop, bro.
He can do it. He can do it. He can do it.
Oh.
Crazy.
But no, BZ actually has seen me act before. You know what I'm saying? BZ knows I'm a
Oh, you got
pretty,
real episodes on there. What you was doing in college?
yeah.
On
I did some
on
pretty
that
good
page.
episodes. Like I showed him Breakfast Club. I did Of Mice and Men. I did some stuff, man. I remember the one where I did where I showed you Rail and Ebony, where y'all was testing.
Yep.
What was the old saying? What did I say? What did I yell? You deserved it or something? What did I say?
I forget.
Then just whatever I said, but I yelled whatever I said. I yelled it out, and you and Rel took turns making fun of it, making fun of it.
Man.
So yeah, man, it's all good though. But yeah, man, subscribe, like, comment, share, my friends, my family, people who like you, people who don't like you. This is me and BZ talking about Dirty Talk. A little bit what we got cooking up very soon. Power, Diddy, whatever. We'll get around to it. Be patient, and we'll give you the content. Okay? There you go. All right, man.
All right, peace.
All right, peace.
Boom, bang, two to the dome, you know I came to kill. And all the DJs and beat makers know the drill. Your boy back, they all run like sawmill. This beat was just sent to me, this was a fresh kill. But you ain't know when I load up, I act wild. Like draw four, my screen kicks like a bad child. It's time to relocate, but not the eastbound. Call me a virus, we moving to the west now. I've been bugging more ammo than any Russian. My 16s I air out like a semi-bussin'. My chick bad, I sing to her like David Ruffin. Give her the game, she roll up, we lit and puffin'. Thought I was done, but this rapping is in my bloodline. He feeding me beats, I zip them up like A-Shine. The swag so out of this world, never in state lines. Used to be passing with everything, now I take mine. Pittsburgh, my name Monty, some of you notice me. I get you lit and I'm brown, nickname me Hennessy. I came in the game, they ain't do nothing but doubt. But now I feel like a tongue to win my name in your mouth.